Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way
We are
those
sorry,
of the
but we are
podcast partners,
experiencing a problem with our
sponsors, or
system.
affiliates.
Please try
Enjoy.
your call again later or report a problem through the Blog Talk Radio webpage.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day.
Canelo, are you ready? I was born ready.
Considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. 4 division, 5-time world champion.
Oh, look at this guy.
He is now boxing's first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones! You don't know my level, and you will see, because I'm gonna fuck out everybody.
You know, I mean, I would love to fight Canelo. I would love to show the world that I'm the best.
I want to get Canelo out here to Houston.
Oh, Canelo, where your cojones at? Let's get it.
Payday, payday, you want payday. I didn't know that. Man, you fight with nobody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listos, pelos, chingatos.
He smacked the shit out of Canelo in
Get
person.
the fuck out of here, man. Please. I wanna knock out this guy. Mira, en este momento puedo hacer lo que yo quiera, ¿no?
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
SDS Promotions.
That's funny. You think that's funny?
A little bit.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs. Join me right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice every day, twice a day, as we bring you the latest and greatest that is boxing news, headlines, and notes. Today, we're asking ourselves the question, is Canelo slipping enough for Jermell Charlo to beat him? Now, we're using an article based off of the author Dan Ambrose that he's a bit of a hater, but, you know, I love him. He's a bit, what do you call it, controversial, I guess, provocative. And he's basically insinuating that no matter how much you think Canelo is slipping, it ain't going to be enough for Jermell to get the win. So that's kind of the question we're going to ask. Is Canelo Alvarez slipping enough for Jermell Charlo to get the win? And we can do a poll. We're going to be taking calls. And obviously, we'll have a guest. Today is Brian Mendoza. So if you are a Patreon or you're a YouTube member, if you head on over to the community page, find the respected post for Brian, you will get an opportunity to ask him a question. So we'll go with the first option. Yes, Canelo is ready to be beat. And then you put no. Those just have been tough fights. You know? Those have been tough fights. We'll get rid of just so it fits better. And We'll go extreme. No matter slipping, Canelo will win. All right, that works. So we got yes, he's ready to be beat. No, those have just been tough fights. No matter the slipping, Canelo will win. Yes, Charlo will win as your last option. Start that poll. Remember, we're taking calls. You can call in using Discord. Also, you can call in using our landline 1425 569 5241. We got Average Boxing Fan. Let's make sure he's the first super chat of the day, but that's kind of been his theme. Salute to you for taking that over. And he says, dope. I'll call in later, bro. 30 minutes more off of work. Fire emoji. Well, we'll be around here. And in about 20 minutes, we should be having Brian Mendoza that's going to be taking on Tim Tszyu. I actually seen one of the trainers of Tim Tszyu today. I didn't know if that was the head trainer. I'm being told that the father may be the head trainer. So I got to figure that out so we can schedule him and get him on the show. They got some Australian amateur out here they're working with. And, yeah, it'll be good to get, someone from the Tszyu camp on since we're getting Mendoza on here shortly. Actually, let me send Brian that link in case he can jump on earlier. Just go ahead and get it out the way. You still have time to drop him a question. Remember, we're on Patreon and YouTube members. If you want to drop Brian a question, maybe you want to ask him something specific to the fight, specific to his life, we can definitely ask that and let him know, hey, it was Mike from Toronto or Bill from Buffalo. See how I did that? All right. We're going to take some calls while we wait for Brian Mendoza. But in the meantime, I just want to say some stuff, right? Like, obviously, Canelo is the favorite, but Bernard Hopkins, if you believe in the legend, he's given Jermell an 85% chance of beating Canelo, which to me sounds crazy. I don't see how Canelo could be slipping that much that Charlo, it's no longer a 50-50 fight. It's an 85 fucking 20 fight. 85-15 fight. Like, he's giving Canelo 15%. I mean, it could be some hater shit as he once promoted him. I don't know. What I do know is that Canelo has the size. Canelo has the power. And you got to figure that this fight is going to happen in Vegas. He's been the face of boxing for so long. He's probably going to get the nod on the scorecard. So you got to ask yourself, can Jermell actually knock out Canelo Alvarez? And if he can't, do you think he can win a decision in Las Vegas where Floyd had a draw card versus Canelo in this city? So it's an uphill battle for Jermell Charlo. His best chance at winning is obviously the knockout, but that's highly unlikely. Yes, he's been on a knockout streak, but Canelo has a granite, iron, concrete, steel, titanium chin, or whatever the fuck Wolverine had. What he had? Vibranium? Well, there you go. It's going to be hard for Jermell to score some sort of knockdown or knockout on Canelo Alvarez. Like, we didn't see Gennady Golovkin put a little chip in that armor. So, to ask Jermell Charlo to stop him, it's asking a lot of him. But again, now would be the time that he gets the stoppage because, again, the theme of this fight is that Canelo is right for the taking, that Canelo is ready to be beat, that he is slipping. If you believe he is slipping, is he slipping enough that Charlo can get a points decision? Or is he slipping enough that Charlo can get a knockout? Like, how much is Canelo really slipping in your eyes if you believe he is slipping at all? And how much of that is going to play a part into Charlo getting an actual win in this fight? Ultimately, what could hurt Charlo in even getting a win? Forget the power, the lack of power. Forget the lack of size. Forget how many pounds is it? He's at 54 with another 6 brings you to 68. We talking, 12, 14 pounds he's moving up. So is it 12? Wait, we got 6 and then the other 8. So it is 14 pounds he's moving up. Now, the big misconception is that it's only 14. Keith Thurman recommends the same thing that Derek James recommends, which is coming in light. But Keith went a step further in his breakdown of what Jermell should do. And what he said is he should come in light not only to the weigh-in, but also to the fight. He says, think about it. Why would you weigh in at 167, then turn around and weigh in at 175 the night of the fight? You've never fought that heavy. You're going to be sluggish. He said he should come in maybe 164, 165, then add 3 pounds overnight. He used Mayweather as a reference. He said Mayweather would weigh in at 147, but he would fight at 150, 151 the night of. He feels Charlo should do that. What do you think? If Charlo actually weighs in at 168 on weigh-in day, do you believe he'll gain more weight the next day? Or do you believe he'll only gain 2 or 3 pounds the way Keith Thurman actually wants him to weigh in? But we got a couple super chats here. I got Mick Lovin, chicka chicka, yeah. Shout out, that movie was dope, super bad. $5. He says, these narratives kind of making Canelo pissed off. He really does watch and hear all this hate. Keep poking at the bear. Yeah, man, hopefully he gets the knockout because of it then, no? Because that would be good, you know what I mean? Something's got to trigger these guys, right? Because they didn't give us the excitement we necessarily thought we would receive from their press conferences and announcements for this fight. But we're going out to these phone lines. Okay, it said I'm disconnected. What the motherfuckers, fuck. We're going out to the phone lines, though. If you want to call in, Twitter is available, so is Discord. And I'm going to try and reconnect Blog Talk yet again, but they may be experiencing some issues or maintenance. So let's go out to the phone lines. And if anybody is interested in calling in, we have 2 ways that you can do so for the moment. And we should be getting Brian Mendoza, who's taking on Tim Tszyu here in just a bit. So tune in, participate, whatever you like. We're going out to Nike Hendricks. What up, champ? And give me a second here. Looks like we might have to disconnect and reconnect the Bluetooth. Nike, talk to us. You. Nike. You there? We hear you now.
Can hear me?
Yep.
All right, man. Shouts out to the Boxing Voice. Shouts out to you, Ness, Dan, the whole team, man. Shit, Canelo slipping. Oh, is it enough for Charlo to win? I hate they doing this, Danny. I mean, Ness. I hate they doing this because did the same shit with Haney with Loma. Like, oh, Loma's getting old. Is he too tired? And if Canelo going there and beat Charlo, then Canelo's the face of boxing. I mean, he already is, but you know how they gonna be, man. But it's crazy. Like, don't try to down Canelo now. Nah, he ain't slipping. He's still fine-tuned to me. He's still fucking motherfuckers up in that ring. So shit, I can't say he's slipping because if Charlo win, they diminish his win. They diminishing it right now, Ness. I'm telling you, this is what they doing right now. If he wins, they already diminishing his win. Like Canelo is out already on his way out the door. He's already old, this, that, and the third. I'm telling you, that's what they're gonna come with. And it's crazy how they do that, man. It's crazy how boxing works. Like, damn, why it couldn't just be like shit, two great warriors, two undisputed champions. Going at it, may the best man win. Not if Charlo win because Canelo's slipping. That's some bullshit right there. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I ain't even no Canelo fan. I mean, y'all heard my take the other day about it. But shit, I don't like that one though. Nah, they can't do that to Charlo. Hell nah. Canelo fine-tuned to me. He looking good to me. He in shape and all. So that's why I ain't one of the ones that he's slipping that. So that's my call.
All right, all right. Well, appreciate you calling in and obviously voicing your opinion. Remember, if you guys are a YouTube member or a TBB Patreon, we will be having Brian Mendoza on the show in just a bit. He's scheduled to come on in another 10 minutes. And obviously, we can ask a question in your name. Salute to everybody that reaches out, man. We've had about 3 people reach out to get interviews done. A lot of up and comers. That model's never gonna change. Big, little, small. We interview them all. I know I've been doing a lot of prospects recently, so it's motivated a lot of young guys. I just had a 16-time national champ. I'm actually gonna interview him though. He's only 16 years old, but he's a fucking heavyweight, and I'm obsessed with heavyweights. And yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be this year and shit because he's only 16, but I'm interested. We're gonna keep talking, and if his goals are to turn pro, then we probably get him on. But we got a couple of other 4-0 prospects and things like that we're gonna be giving some shine. A lot of platforms only go for the big Canelo names and the Tank, interviews, but it's like, how do you give a person an opportunity to build their profile if you're only interviewing the people with the big names? But speaking of big name, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. That's going to help this episode get in the eyes of other boxing fans, other people that possibly did not see or know about TBV, know that we rocking out twice a day, know that we interviewing fighters, know that Danny's out in the field reporting Troy Isley is now in a step-up fight, rumored to be on the Edwin De Los Santos card with Shakur Stevenson. And Troy Isley will be taking a huge step up, taking on the very dangerous veteran that just scored another upset victory over Lorenzo Chuck Simpson, holds upsets over Alfredo Angulo, and holds an upset over Julian J-Rock Williams, the former unified champ. Yes, I'm talking about none other than Vladimir Hernandez that got the upset over Lorenzo Chuck Simpson, and we made some money the other day. It looks like he's in another fight already, and it's going to be with Troy Isley. I don't know which way we betting yet, but if you want my advice, you got to be part of the betting show. You could join the YouTube members and go ahead and take advantage. Not only do we do the betting show, but there's plenty of posts there for anybody we're going to interview. We're going out to Shane in the Navy.
Hey, what's up, bro? This is Shane. I'm from Punchline on Instagram. I was talking to your IG page the other day.
Okay, Punchline. You've been making. I mean, I like your page, but it's a little, you a little, you might get some of the fighters mad at you and stuff like that. But I see what you're doing. You're definitely funny.
Game, hey, I do more than that though, because I get fighters sponsored by companies and shit. And,
okay.
So like fighters might get mad at me, but people behind the scenes, I got people that'll vouch for me that'll say, like I'm about to get a pretty big name fighter prospect signed to Adams Boxing. I met with the VP of Manscaped on behalf of Shakur. I had a whole promo. Those dumbasses didn't want to take it because they don't understand the boxing fans, but I'm going to be doing stuff soon. But yeah, fighters don't get mad at me, but It's part of the game. It's just jokes at the end of the day. I just like making shit funny. I don't want to make nobody mad, but if they do, that's on them. But hey, it's good to be out here, man. I'm a big fan, bro. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Certainly funny. Eventually, I'm going to repost one of them shits, but I got to be brave. Again, you taking shots, but they funny shots. They funny shots.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'll give
But
you
to answer your question, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say I'm going to give you a screen share so they know who we talking to.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not in the Navy no more either. I got out in 2020, so.
All right, champ. Bro, the Tank in Jail one was funny as fuck. Cause that's from the Nelly movie. That's from the Nelly movie, right? Yo, you added,
from the last
bro. The
slide.
fact that you added Tank in there, you're out of control, bro.
That one and the one when Devin is hitting his punching shield with his trainer and it makes the dog squeaky toy noise. Those two blew up a lot for me.
Oh shit, I ain't even know. I seen this Devin one, but I guess I barely put audio. Oh my. Yo, you gotta chill. yo, did I screen share it? I don't think I screen shared it. Did you? Oh shit, that was funny.
Trying to hurt you.
Yo, Dev's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I know. I posted a video one time. I was like, when Devin ever finds me in public, it was just some dude getting his ass beat.
Yo, you're funny,
but
bro.
hey, Vegas guy. I was born and raised in Vegas. I started my page at Jones and Lake Mead in Vegas in the Crossing. So I ride or die with my Vegas guys, even if I make fun of them, bro. It's all love for boxing at the end of the day.
Nah, that one was funny. I'm shocked I ain't got more views. That shit said wiki. Champ, thanks for calling in. So Mendoza said he'll be on in 4 minutes, so we're going to be rocking and rolling with him on time. That's a good thing. Show business is difficult sometimes. They're busy training, etc., etc. Kermit, DC, what up?
Hey, Ness.
How are you, brother?
You remember how they were talking about Bivell didn't have a chance, but all he had was a 1-2, and that 1-2 carried him to victory. But I think Charlo, if he fights a smart fight, I think he has a good chance. I don't see him, like you said, knocking Canelo out. But if he fights a smart fight, man, he can represent himself real well, man, and get. He may not win the decision because it's Canelo, but I think he'll put up a good fight. I'm hoping he will upset the man. I don't know that flipping stuff
basically
when you're talking about Canelo.
So basically, you saying he got to get a knockout to win. Same thing the author's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him winning no decision. Do you? With Canelo? Come on, man. You know how that shit go. Canelo's he's one of them guys they changed the rules for.
I mean, they ain't changed the rules when Bivol beat him.
I know, and they because that was a mistake. I think that was a mistake because they didn't think Bivol had no chance. You remember how they were saying, man? They were saying Bivol didn't have a snowball in hell's chance, man, to beat him, and then he upset the man because I think Bivol. He was doing what they would say, make Canelo fight when he doesn't want to. Don't let him rest. Box, be smart. Use your feet. Make him work a lot. So in the later rounds, maybe, you can catch him slipping, in the later rounds. So I'm hoping that happens, man. I really am.
Word. Damn, so only by knockout for Charlo. No split decision.
No, man, they ain't going. It's Canelo, man. Man, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see that.
Nah, I
Because
hear you.
it's Canelo, man. They not going to do that. You know, there's going to be one of them scores 11, 110. I mean, like a 8-point difference or some of them wild scores like that, man. And you be saying, what the hell, what fight was he watching? But so I don't see no decision. I see it got to be a knockout for Canelo. And he's going to come in at 163 or 160, isn't he?
That is Jermell possibly, but that is my guess, Brian Mendoza. Let me get to him. Appreciate you. Brian, how are you, man? Thank you for taking out the time to come on the show. I know you got a very important fight, obviously, and a lot of training to do, but we appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you guys, man. Always appreciate you for having me, man. Had to make time.
So let's get into it, man. How is training camp? I guess that's the most important question, right?
Training camp is phenomenal, man. I know that's always the same answer, every time people ask, but it really is. It's just going great. Everything, is all the pieces are falling into place, and the work in that we put in between camps is actually why the camp is phenomenal. I'm already when I started this one, I was in better shape. I was in better like mentally, physically, and everything, just better all around conditioning for to even start camp. So that we get to level up as we go in camp. It's never a fat camp or just trying to get back in the swing of things. Like we're already going, and the last 8 weeks of camp is really just to tighten everything up and just level up as we go.
So the nickname is La Bala, which means the bullet. First of all, did you give yourself the name? And if you didn't, was it given it to you for the speed or the power? What does the Bala in this, equation represent?
Yeah, it was given to me. I've never been a believer in. I kind of think it's corny when people just pick their own nicknames. Just kind of pick out of a hat or something or try to come up with something. But it was given to me, and even that came kind of naturally because I started boxing late. So with my first trainer, Fidel Maldonado, over in Albuquerque, they used to call me their secret weapon because I started boxing at 16. And within like the first year, I started coming onto the scene. Started winning some fights, getting knockouts, even in the amateur fights, and just even in sparring, making some noise. So he just kind of started calling me a secret weapon. We just kind of came up, started making noise and stuff. And then from there, it just sort of evolved into that. One day he came up with La Bala, and he's the one. My original trainer is the one that gave me that name. And it was definitely more for the power than the speed. The speed kind of came along later, but ever since I started boxing, I was kind of used to swing for the fences.
When you say Fidel Maldonado, that has to be the father, right? Because you weren't being trained by the young fighter, right? Didn't Fidel
No.
fight Omar Figueroa?
That was actually the big fight that they were building up. That the fight never played out. Both guys ended up taking a loss here and there before, and then it just or sorry, I don't know if Omar did, but yeah, it just how this thing, they let the fights marinate and then it didn't play out in the long run, but they were building that up, and then you are right, but that's who I came up with. That's and he's kind of the reason I'm more comfortable with southpaws than right-handers, because when I learned the box, it was more against him. We used to spar, get all my rounds in, and I got my early experience against him, just tons of rounds with him. He was already pro, and he's actually the reason I'm more comfortable against southpaws, and I always kind of just prefer that, lean towards that. But yeah, it was him and the dad that I came up with, and then I got my experience in. He was signed with Golden Boy, so I got to see a lot of behind the scenes, at the shows, how stuff goes down and everything, and got that experience early on.
So it was the father training you. You just got work with the son as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then I've always been the type of dude that I'll soak up knowledge around me, So I had a dude that was already he finished the amateurs. He was like ranked number 2 in the nation, and hot prospect coming up in the professional ranks. So I was soaking up knowledge, from him as well. He was a big inspiration, a big help coming up. But definitely, Fidel Senior was the head trainer there.
So when we're discussing the Tim Tszyu fight, you got adequate time. Would you say 10? Is it 10 full weeks they've given you?
Sure. I'm even like, man, even when I fought Jason Rosario, they said 10 days, but I was in a 7-month training camp, just locked in the gym. So it's it's very just hard to kind of line up the time because I don't take time off. And I don't mean that in the like, oh, like those corny dudes that, oh, I never take time off, blah, blah. I just genuinely, it's turned into a lifestyle. You know, I'm always with my strength coach, Tony Brady, and just in the lab, you know, even just working on strategy, whatever we do. I'm a true gym rat. So, I mean, yeah, you can say like we said, okay, you know, from this date, we're gonna step up certain things, maybe 8 weeks out or more. But I've been in the gym. I think I only took like maybe like 3 full weeks off, and then I was already back boxing, back working with Tony Brady, and so we've been grinding. But yeah, you could say like, you know, I did get notice, you know, ahead of time, and we're able to say, okay, 8 weeks out, we're starting stepping up this and this and this, and yeah, so full camp for sure.
That's great. Do you believe it's an issue that you've lost the element of surprise? Like, we know who you are now, or not we, but fighters know who you are. You know, you got the knockout. They're going to be weary because of what you did to
Mhm.
Fundora. Or do you think that someone can, I guess, Zoo specifically, do you think he will overlook you? Or based off everything that you've done, the year that you've had, it's impossible for him to be that naive?
I still think that you know, from, you know, certain interviews I've seen and this and that, like he's respectful, but at the same time he's already talking about, oh, Canelo this, Charlo that. So I think while he's being respectful, I do still think all they see is a power puncher. And you know, I think, you know, power punchers were in there with Fundora, and I keep telling people I'm more than a power puncher. So I think even me literally coming on podcasts and interviews and stuff and yelling this out, but there's still going to be a little bit of that element of surprise. Obviously, not to the full extent, you know, because of what you just said, but I still think people just expect, oh, like, oh, he's got power. And in boxing, you know, just one little attribute doesn't scare anybody, especially at the higher level. So, okay, sure, this guy's strong, this guy's fast, this guy's whatever, but I really think people underestimate my ring IQ.
Now, obviously, with this fight taking place this year, you're about less than 3 weeks out. Do you consider this activity for you? Do you like the time in between? Obviously, we've seen what happened with Earl Spence. The minute he lost, people are like, well, he was not in the ring for 15 months. You don't have
Hmm.
anything near that. You've been out the ring a couple of months. So, in terms
Hmm.
of activity, timing, rust, those things should not be an issue for Brian Mendoza, correct?
Oh, absolutely not. Like I said, even starting this camp, I've been in better shape than I was in my peak for Mora. So everything's leveled up, and it's because of that. You know, I'm blessed enough. You know, you guys know how hard it is these days to stay busy, and I'm blessed. You know, right now to be able to stay busy and just really get back in the ring and get these turnarounds because, like I said, I don't take time off, and as much as I'm in the gym, I don't love, you know, just dying every single day. So it's really nice, you know, to have this light at the end of the tunnel every time. You know, like, all right, you fought. All right, you know, here goes another 15 months of training or something we got to put in. But it's even a little bit of a weight off my shoulder. It's like, all right, like I'm going back straight to go all in on training, but okay, it's only, you know, 7 months. It's only this. It's less and less each time. So I'm definitely super happy with that, and I think you guys are gonna see a sharper performance each time out because of it.
Can you walk us through the moment? Like, did you know immediately after Fundora fight, or did you get a random phone call? And if so, from who and what was that moment like? Because, you know, Tim Tszyu, not only is it a world title now that he's being elevated, but he's considered, you know, economically one of those guys. Like when we talk about Crawford and his possibilities, Tszyu is one of them because of the money that he brings to the table. So,
Mhm.
what were your emotions like?
Man, just ecstatic. Same thing as the like. Just I'm ecstatic for all this, man, because I'm happy, and these are the fights you wake up for. You know, like people keep asking me about the underdog role, and I'm truly cherishing this role because the victories when you pull off the impossible is man, it's a high I'm going to be chasing for the rest of my life. And it was the same thing with Rosario, same thing with Fundora, and I get these calls and. I feel like, you know, it should be like noted that how easily these fights are made, you know, because there's very rarely even time for rumors to come out. It's like, oh, like I get the call and then immediately, you know, like whatever, you know, we agree on, kind of negotiate some stuff, and boom, it's signed. So when you guys call me up, these fights get made. I want the tough fights. I want the big fights because that's where the glory's at. Obviously, the pay goes up, but the glory, the just the being able to chase greatness. That's what I'm doing at this point. I've already proven, like, okay, cool, I can pull off some big upsets and this and that. But at this point, I'm chasing greatness. So each fight from here on out, I'm really trying to reach even further and further and seeing how far I can truly take it. But man, just ecstatic. That's what I can say about getting that call. I got that call from Louis de Cuba Jr. and he's been the one just guiding the way in these last few fights. That's just truly just making these opportunities happen. And then now with this one, just pulling off the negotiations and everything, and just making them happen because I'm ready to fight. I've always told people I don't care who I fight. I let my team handle that. I just want to focus on training, and you guys are seeing that play out now.
So when he calls you, like, does he just blurt it out? Does he ask you like, "Hey, I got to fight. Do you think you could beat this guy?" Like, how is that conversation though? Like, cause how does Louis call you to tell you have this Tim Tszyu fight?
Well, first, so Louis he's not a bullshit type of dude. Like if he calls you, it's with the possibility, it's because there's a big possibility he can make it happen. So by the time he mentioned to me, I knew it was a real possibility. And then I told him like, man, let's get this fight. And then you guys already know the fight fell through with Charlo and everything. So it just made the most sense, as far as, where my career's at right now and where he's at. And then just both, now he got elevated, but it's just, both at the level where it truly just made sense. So he just brings it up. He's like, hey, like I might be able to make this fight happen. What do you think? And I was like, bro, man, get me that fight, like please. I just immediately, man, I jumped on it, and I was like, man, make this fight.
Your first response wasn't like, really, the Tszyu fight? Like you just was like, give it to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's because of what I said. If you guys have seen what Louis de Cuba Jr. is doing in the sport, he makes things happen. He's not a guy that's gonna sell you a dream. He's like, nah, like if you win this fight, this happens. You can pull this off or whatever. When he brings you a possibility, it's because it's a true possibility. He's not bullshitting you and being like, oh, let me see if I can do this or whatever. Like by the time he brings it to you, just know that he's thought it through in his head and everything. And I just love the way this guy works and the opportunities he can bring. So I didn't have to do the really. I skipped that part. I said like, all right, if you can make it happen, I'm absolutely like, there's no like trouble on my side. Like, give me that fight. So so yeah, I got to skip that. Like the really, like, are you sure? Like by the time he brought it to me, I kind of figured things were kind of moving. So I said, no, man, absolutely, man, green light, let's go.
So which fights did you watch so far of Tszyu? Like after receiving the call, I'm sure you've seen some of his fights probably before, but getting the fight, has that made you go watch his fights?
Of course, I'm a boxing fan and a student of the game outside of it, anyway. So I was always watching the fights. I actually saw the Tszyu versus Gaucher fight live, and obviously them being in my weight, I was already looking at it. And that's actually where this whole like Rocky story kind of started. Like when I talk about that swing bout that I was on, where I fought after the main event, they were taking the lights down and everything. It was on the Tszyu versus Gaucher card. So that's when I fought Benjamin Whitaker, and I got that comeback fight, and it was a swing bout, just coming back from everything. And so that's where this whole thing started, and it's kind of going full circle. So I went, from the swing bout now to main event against him in Australia for a world title. And so yeah, so I've watched obviously his fight with Harrison, fight with Ocampo, some other fights, even not like some of the big name ones, just random little fights I found. And no, I'm always studying, I'm always learning. So I've always seen these fights, and now we kind of just go back, to nitpick, kind of things we can see, things you want to kind of emphasize in our training camp, to add into our arsenal. But yeah, so of course, so yeah, I've seen them before, and we've gone back and studied.
Specifically the Harrison fight, again, no disrespect to Tony, but can you single out what you feel was his biggest mistake in that particular fight?
Right. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things, I feel like he lacked just a lot of things in that fight. And that's what, was it an old Harrison, or was Tszyu just able to neutralize him? And that's what I plan on finding out on October 15th. Because, yeah, I thought that was a very weird version of Harrison, like he threw some jabs and stuff, but there was actually a point in that fight I thought maybe his right hand was even injured because he threw it so rarely. Um, but nothing like no news or anything ever came out anyway. But yeah, so there was a lot in that fight, man. It was kind of stuff like that. Like I just feel like I wasn't the best version. But to Sue's credit, maybe he's just neutralized him that night. Maybe it was the things that he was able to do, and that's stuff that I have to find out for my own on fight night.
Again, when considering that Terrell Gausha fight, I'm not a fighter. I can only imagine to be in your shoes, right? So a guy like yourself that does have the label of a puncher, do you watch the Gausha fight and say to yourself, man, I got to be able to drop him if Terrell did it?
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you and say no. I think, respectfully, I think Gausha has some pop, but I don't think he hits like I do. And but I do see, the way Gausha set it up. There was timing on it. He didn't just throw a right hand. It was timing. And everything he put into it. But of course, man. And it's not even just because Gausha. Even if Gausha didn't drop him, like with Fundora, I obviously believed I could do something. And outside of Lubin, nobody had really put him in too much danger. There's some guys here, that caught him with some shots, but I believe in myself more than believing over other people. Like, oh, Gausha did it, so I can. I don't care if Gausha did or didn't. I believe I can.
What do you think Ishmael Salas brings to your team? Like, what does
He's
he bring, in your
yeah.
opinion, in your words?
Man, he just like ever since I was in Albuquerque, I felt like I was like 16-0 with I think like 11 KOs at that time, but I just felt like I was missing something. I felt like there was a higher level. I was like, there's no way this is good as like I can possibly get. I said like I think I'm missing something, and since back then I started studying fighters and trainers and really get into film study. And that's when I found Salas. And what Salas does is he breaks everything down to like just your full like foundation, all the fundamentals and everything. Like when you're shadow boxing and you think he's not even looking at you, you might just be shadow boxing in the mirror, moving around, and he'll literally yell at you from across the gym, like, "Hey, tuck your elbow in, like bend your knees a little more, put your chin down." Like he's always tweaking every little thing, so he's perfecting the fundamentals and everything from the ground up. So that's why, like, they've even called him, the fixer. And some people have said it in a negative way, like he only gets built fighters that are kind of falling off, and he's got to fix them. But I see that as a positive thing. Like, old fighters like Linares was a kind of one of the best examples. Everybody said he was done, and then they brought him to Salas, and they had like probably their biggest run of his career. So he truly has an eye. Like if there's one thing he has, it's an eye. Like he has an eye to really spot. Like he'll pick the game plan. Like it'll kind of just come to him. Like he'll be studying, and then he'll really put everything together, and it all just flows. And he knows how to coordinate you. Like to just put the right programming into the robot and send it out, and kind of just let it work.
So you feel like you guys have great chemistry together?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's what you're seeing, man, because the progress I've made in these last 5 years in Vegas has been tremendous. And, it obviously took a while at first, but I feel like the chemistry and everything with the entire team, not just Salas, but the entire team, even the fighters around me, are what's led to the progress that you guys have seen.
I was going to add that part after, if you think it's a combination of, being in Vegas with Salas, or
Oh, yeah.
is it that stable too? Because they say iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely. I was literally just after training today, I was just kind of staying there watching Robesi Ramirez train. And man, that guy's like a computer. He's literally the example of like I'll forget more than you've ever learned. Um, like he's truly like that. Like there's moves I've copied from him that I've told him, hey, like I used this move today. I saw you do it today. He's like, huh? Like he didn't even remember doing it. And that's happened on more than one occasion because he's truly like a computer. With so much experience he's got, that things come out naturally, and he's always there, like not just from watching him, but he's there to give advice, or if he sees you doing something, he'll also help you out. And that's the entire dynamic we have in the gym. Like you've been in tons of boxing gyms, so I know you've seen a lot of places that are very like hostile environments. Everybody's kind of like every man for himself type of thing. But at our gym, I don't care if it's an amateur or a seasoned vet, a multi-time world champion. We can all give each other advice and kind of bounce ideas off each other and, tweak little things here and there that we see. So of course and then me being a sponge, man, like I said, like I'll soak up all the knowledge from around me. I have a combination from tons of different fighters from all over the world, all the way from, Japan, places in Europe, freaking here in America, South America. Like I have all of that embedded into my own style.
I got a couple of questions here from the people. I got James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas. He says, if it could be up to you, who would you want to face after you beat the man from the land down under?
Man, so if Charlo really does come back down, I really feel like that needs to be a fight, for the throne. Because he's getting stripped of that WBO belt, and then so obviously he comes back down. That's the fight that would have to be made. So there's that. But man, I see Tim Tszyu. He's even mentioning Canelo. But I would say, don't be surprised, if after this fight, if you.
He got a phone call. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button while we wait for him to reconnect. We're now talking live with Brian Mendoza, who's going to be taking on Tim Tszyu for that full WBO. Remember, he's being elevated the minute Charlo's bell rings. And I don't mean getting punched by Canelo. I mean the actual bell rings when he steps in the ring. Uh-oh, that might have been an important call as he did not come right up. There he goes. Got you.
There we go. Sorry, man. I keep getting these
no
calls
worries.
and stuff coming in.
We're almost done. No worries. You were gonna tell us.
No worries,
you
man.
were in the middle. You were in the middle of telling us that
the
obviously
fighters
he
and
was
stuff.
considering Tszyu was considering Canelo, and I guess
Mhm.
you were gonna say something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Sue's even mentioning names like Canelo and stuff like that. So, don't be surprised, if you see me in a spot like that after a victory like this. And the reason I'm not talking too much on that is because I don't like to look forward. When it was every single fight I'm in, that's all I look at, because you look too far forward, you're gonna slip and fall on the way there. So, I'm deadlocked and focused on this next fight. But yeah, after that, the sky's the limit, man. I come back, after all the ups and downs in my career, I come back and I win this WBO title. The sky's the limit. Who can't you see me in there with?
Wow. So the thought of you and Crawford hasn't passed your mind.
I mean, it's there. He's coming up to 54, whatever. He's talked about 68 for Canelo, but man, I think I proved at this point there's not a fight I'm avoiding. I want all the smoke with everybody.
No, I'm not.
And
I'm
I
not.
kind of.
I'm not insinuating you're avoiding. I'm saying it never crossed your mind. Like, he's been hot after that fight, and the talk has been him moving as far up as 68. So he can be an opponent for 54, 60, 68. It never crossed your mind, like, man, maybe I could, because there was rumors of him possibly fighting Tszyu.
Yeah, but I even felt like that was more of like Sue's people looking for that fight. I don't know how much interest Crawford's truly showing at 54, but man, if that fight presents itself, I'll take that fight as well. So there's even that one, yeah, of course.
I got Rue in the 504, which is New Orleans. He says, what's your mindset before fighting in Tim's backyard?
Man, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier about just enjoying this underdog role. Because man, if winning a fight like that over there, man, just imagine, a whole stadium full of people that were booing you on the way in, start cheering you on the way out. Man, that's just an unbelievable feeling. So the mindset is, just I'm a gladiator. It doesn't matter where we go in for war. It's just go in there. I do my job and I get the victory. Like I'm fully planning on, and I just feel like I'm prepared to hear a whole stadium full of people cheering for me after that.
Nice. Speaking of whole stadium, give us a little background information on this picture. Is this a homecoming after winning the interim? What took place here? Why are all these people here to see you?
So that was actually a boxing event. I went to support my homie Matthew Griego. He was out there fighting for a minor title himself, and I just went. I hadn't done the homecoming thing yet, and we kind of planned it, a little bit to just kind of do it there to go support the homie and do my own homecoming thing there. And man, Albuquerque welcomed me back home, with open arms, and. It was just an amazing thing, and I'm hoping to do something even bigger next time out. And after bringing this WBO belt home.
We got Optimus Prime. He says, "What are some things you think Tim does well, and will you capitalize on his lack of head movement? Do you believe he has no head movement?"
I think you can time the head movement. I don't think he's like I don't think you would consider Tim a slick fighter. So that's why to an extent, I don't think there's a lot of head movement, but yeah, I mean, he has a lot of pressure. He's able to keep his distance when he does it. He doesn't fall forward too much. He likes to. I think that's something that helped him in the Harrison fight, the Tony Harrison fight, that he had Harrison on the ropes, but he wasn't falling in or lunging in or anything like that. He was able to keep his distance and stuff like that. But I just feel like even that's something I'm going to be able to work around, and of course I have to like capitalize on a lot of flaws that I see.
Jaime Gutierrez says, "How's your camp going so far? Do you feel pressure going into this big fight?"
No, that's actually another thing about the whole coming in as a B-side, the underdog thing. There is no pressure. He has a stadium full of people in his backyard that he's got to perform for. I'm just doing this, like for me and my family. So it's been my same people, like my same small circle of people and all the believers. And when I go in there, I do say, I fight for the underdog. I'm representing them at this point, and that's what I fight for. But as far as pressure, like I mean, he's the one that's supposed to blow me out of the water again. So I feel no pressure. Just like when I went in there with Fundora, man, I was an 8-1 underdog. There's no pressure. It's all make believe. Nobody outside. Like I said, there's a whole stadium that I'm expecting. Whether some of them are cheering, most of them are booing. There's nobody else fighting for you. It's me, you, and the ref in that ring, and I'm able to block all that stuff out, like during the fight. So now, man, no pressure. I just go in there and do me.
Champ, did you give somebody a couple dollars to bet on you? 8-1? Damn. Danny Garcia was 7-1 versus Amir Khan. I didn't know you was 8-1.
Ooh.
Lord.
Yeah, 12-1 if you count the knockout. But yeah, no, man, I definitely know a few people that made a couple bucks. I paid some people's rents, some car payments, got made. So for sure. But that's one of the things, like you said, the cat's kind of out of the bag. So I don't think I'll be 8-1 for a while now. But some people were able to capitalize off that one because they saw the work I was putting in behind the scenes.
It might be a good prop bet to bet like that there is a knockdown in your fight. You don't really have to pick who
I think
gets the
so.
knockdown, but they're probably, you guys are both hitting, man. I got New York Bullet that says, "What's up, champ? Blessings. Not sure if there's a rematch clause if you win. If there is, do you go back a second time the way that Haney did? Good luck, champ." So is there a rematch, and do you have to go back to Australia like Devin Haney had to do?
I appreciate that love, bro. And then there is no rematch. And then I wouldn't believe so, I mean it depends, like how everything kind of goes out there. But as far as a rematch, I would kind of say, bring this one back to the States, let's bring this back to America. My dream has always been to be a
Because you're confusing us. You just said there is no rematch, or do you mean there's no rematch for you if you lose, but there's a rematch for him if he wins? I mean, if he loses?
No, sorry, there's absolutely no rematch clause.
Oh my God! Wow! Shout out
Yeah,
to
there was
Louis
none of that.
DeCubas. You got a title fight without a rematch with an A side. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow,
I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, we got this stuff done, and then no, man. So we're completely in this, and no, I feel like I said, my dream has always been to be a world champion. That's why another reason I jumped on, going across the world to defend this, because I wanted to win and defend world titles across the world. So that's something that added to it as well.
5 more, champ. Dre Bogus says from San Diego, "It was a pleasure meeting you at the appreciation night. My question is, what is your favorite post-fight meal?"
Man, my favorite post-fight meal. Man, I've been getting really into Wagyu steak, and just, man, some mac and cheese and everything after. Like, I need heavy food, like heavy, dense food. We start getting light, especially at the end of camp. I like a damn good steak, some pastas and stuff after that. Man, just eating heavy after for a little bit.
Ryan Fraser in Toronto, Canada. Do you think a win over Tim Tszyu elevates you as the main guy to beat at 154?
That's going to be something for the people to decide. Like they've been, like even after the last one, they're talking about upset of the year, knockout of the year, this and that. That's something for that the people vote for. So if that's what you guys think, so but I mean, as far as me, it's not going to change much, man. After this one, whether I'm the guy to beat or the guy, to kind of just get these fights made with, that having that full world title is going to make a lot of changes. But I'm still going to be chasing the biggest and baddest challenges. So I'll probably still even be an underdog in the next one, but I'm going to keep chasing these bigger goals.
Matt Bent, Kansas City. When preparing for a fight, do you use visualization and verbal affirmations?
Absolutely, every single day. I think that's it's a big part of even just the confidence and everything and truly believe in it. Like Wilder kind of made that one famous. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it,
Yep.
receive it. So absolutely, man. I think if you don't visualize it, you're kind of going in there blind. You have to have been there before mentally. That's part of the reason I'm able to go into the lion's den. Even over here across the world, but I don't care. I visualized every outcome. Every possible thing that Tim Tszyu could come with, and I'm ready for anything. And it's because of that. It's because of the mentality, and because I'm constantly reinforcing that mentality as well through the affirmations and everything.
I got Manuel from the 408. He says, Manny from San Jose. Who are your top 5 fighters in your division in no order? That's actually an amazing question. I've been doing it so long. No one's ever asked top 5 in the specific division of the fighter you're speaking to. They usually just say, top 5 or the fighters you like to watch. But in your division, the top 5.
Man, top 5. So obviously, I'd put me. There's obviously Charlo. There's Tim Tszyu, and those are the top ones. But man, outside of that, I feel like this division is like I think I even said that last time we interviewed. This division is like hot potato. So the belts are always going back and forth like that. Like so, I feel like those next top 2 spots are they're up for grabs. Like with dudes like obviously Fundora still in the mix. Dudes like Ramos and Lubin. Fighting for those top spots, but. I feel like I'll leave those last 2 blank, but the solidified, we have belts and we're literally at the top like that is me, Charlo, and Tim Tszyu. So those last 2, it's kind of to see by the end of the year really because there's a bunch of good fights coming up, but seeing who really establishes himself.
Do you feel, and I'm only asking this since you didn't clearly give a top 5 spot for Ramos, who holds a win over you. Do you feel that since that win he got over you, you've gotten 2 bigger wins on paper? Obviously, Jason Rosario is a more accomplished fighter than yourself, so your win over him was bigger than Ramos' win over you. And then your next win over Fundora, he was an interim more accomplished than yourself, so your win over him was a bigger win than Jesus' win over you. Is that how you're looking at it?
Yeah, and that's not me trying to throw shade at Ramos either. Like I do believe he's up there. I'm just saying, like the way that he's fighting these big fights, and it's just the way that it played out. I wasn't supposed to have bigger wins, but I was kind of thrown in as an opponent, but I got thrown into deep water, and instead of sinking, I've been swimming. So it's more of how that stuff played out. But no, I do believe he is up there, and I do believe that's a fight that's still very likely to get made down the line. So yeah, it's not me trying to throw shade or anything. I'm just saying, now like with him, he beats Lubin. I definitely think he gets that spot. And so yeah, no, of course, all these dudes still in the mix.
Last one from Mosby 700. Clemente from Phoenix is his real name. He says, when you beat Tim Tszyu, are you looking to avenge your? I didn't see that. Are you looking to avenge your losses, Jesus Ramos, or are you moving on to bigger money fights?
So to be completely honest with you, I do obviously want that to avenge that loss, and that's a fight I am trying to definitely get into eventually. But if I have big fights like Charlo and stuff like that still ahead of me, those are fights I'm going to take first. But absolutely, man, I think that's a fight that's going to happen down the line.
Brian, that's all the questions, man. Thank you for your time once again. Please give out your social media. I'll also screen share here for those that aren't following you can do so. And we wish you the best of luck, man. And thanks again.
No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And Nah, man, let's get it. So my Instagram is at La Bala Mendoza. And nah, I appreciate all the love. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you for having me, man. And nah, let's go, man. We got some noise to do.
Appreciate you, man. Good luck. Oh, when you leaving for Australia?
I should be in attendance for the Canelo fight, and I believe I'll be leaving right after that. So 2 weeks before
Oh,
in Australia, probably like
nice.
October 1st. Yeah. Yeah, get out there and
Salute
get
to you
acclimated.
and your team for giving you enough time. That's good. You usually hear guys take a week. I like that you're taking
Yeah.
2 weeks and treating it like a big fight, man. Congrats and best of luck.
Of course, man. I appreciate that, man. No stone unturned. Let's get it.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Top contender and interim titleist Brian Lavala Mendoza. Phone lines are open. Treese, Toledo, Ohio. What up?
What up, dog?
Treese, what's good?
Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Hold on. Yo.
We hear you.
I'm good.
We hear you.
All right, bet. I heard Mr. Mendoza. I was just wondering. That's the vision, my man. Charles Conwell and shit.
Come on,
I ain't get a question off.
Conwell is a little behind Mendoza right now. He got the silver. Mendoza got the interim.
No, hey, whoa. Like you told me. We don't do silvers and all this good shit. They got all these subsidiary belts and shit. You feel me? I'm just saying. To me, that places Conwell in the mix. If I'm not mistaken, if he got a belt.
It places him in the mix, but it places Conwell in the mix. It don't place Conwell in the mix for Mendoza, right? Because, again, Mendoza's positioning is technically higher than Conwell, so he would be looking backwards. You heard him. He looking for Charlo fights after this.
Hey.
He said Charlo and Canelo.
No, and I ain't gonna lie. Whoa. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm fucking with Mendoza. And by the way, thank you, Mendoza. I'm happy that you said it too, because I'm putting you in the nomination for the knockout of the year. Unlike motherfuckers like Danny, who called me crazy in this bitch when I said it. He talking about, maybe upset of the year. You right, motherfucker. It is. That's a undoubtable about the upset of the year. I mean, of course he in that, but I'm talking about knockout. He knocked his shit loose, my nigga.
Bro, he on a 3-fight knockout streak. I ain't even know.
That's what you feel me? That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers being disrespectful. I fuck with Hey, Mendoza, bro. I hope you still listen to the line, bro. We fucking with you, bro. In Toledo, Ohio, bro, we rocking with you, bro. Good luck on your fight. You feel me? I hope you make shit happen, my guy. Hey, and when you do, don't forget about Charles Conwell, because, hey, we on your heels. But, hey, I heard something about Troy Isley on the line, too.
Yeah, bro. They got Troy in that tough fight. He taking that fight with Vlad, who just beat Truck. Step up season.
Bingo, we got action. Troy Isley.
Spicy right
Ohio
there.
Shit. Hey, I like.
Wait. Troy ain't from Ohio. Troy ain't from Ohio. Ain't he from Virginia or DMV, Maryland or something like that?
No, sir. Troy Isley be fucking with that Ohio shit.
Bruh, he might fuck with Ohio, but he from Virginia, like he from like Newport News or something like that.
We claiming him in the O. He claiming the O. We done seen him claiming the O.
You funny.
If he fucking with us, we fucking with him. You feel me? That's how it go. So shit. He fucking with us, we fucking with him. Hey, Troy Isley, do your thing, bro.
Yeah,
we rocking with you. But hey,
a tough fight.
October 7th, Albert Bell. We see you in the city, Toledo, Ohio. Glass City Center. Shout out TBV, shout out Toledo, Ohio. Hey, Ness, I'm gonna see you on the 30th. I'm gonna be in the building for that fight party, man. You know what the fuck going on? Y'all be cool.
Sure. I actually heard Big Baby might be back November 4th, not on the Shakur undercard. I heard he might be on the Robisi card.
On the Robisi card? Who Robisi? Who Robisi got lined up? By the way,
he fighting some dude named like Rafael Espinoza. They gave him a tune-up, but he about to unify, I think, with Ronaldo Lopez.
Robisi, come on!
But that's bell. That's the bell, champ. Let me get to what we got. Don't forget the number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. We got Abraham in El Paso. What up?
What's good, bro? What's good?
How are you, brother?
Hey, you need to change my name. I'm average boxing fan, bro. I'm the one to be fucking.
Oh, shit. Average boxing fan. I got you.
Yeah, bro, I sent that super chat in the morning telling you that Venado had diarrhea while he was fighting Joet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I heard that from the. I don't know. He's supposed to be his manager, but he was working his corner. There was a chunky dude with the beard that was right
Oh,
there with
you
him.
know what? I know him, man. I know him. He's from. His name is. His Instagram is like Fetabox or something. That's the dude that had the girl that got knocked out by Jessica McCaskill, and he
that's
manages Hannah Gabriel's too.
Yeah, he was on the live yesterday where he was saying, yeah, Venado looked horrible, but nobody knows what happened in this camp. He's saying that Venado's wife she was something about the pregnancy that wasn't going too well, and Venado didn't want to leave her sight. By the time he got into camp, he only had 4 weeks to train for that. He was saying that he wanted to pull out from the fight because he didn't think Venado was ready to fight Joet. But Venado told him that he had to jump in there because he needed the money and all this and that. And he's saying once he stepped into the ring, Venado had diarrhea. That was one of the reasons why this man wouldn't lift up his hands because he didn't want to get hit in the bottom because he didn't want to shit himself on national TV. So
Bro,
he was saying,
that's crazy. And
if
you try to stop the fight to go use the bathroom, you lose.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying that he had bad stomach problems during the fight.
It's crazy.
And on the Canelo topic, bro, I don't think he's slipping. I think we're being too overcritical because we're used to seeing this motherfucker just stop motherfuckers. Because I mean, he still dominated Triple G, and to me, he's still the same Canelo. He's always been known for gassing out towards the back end of the fight since he started. He dominated Triple G. I thought he beat the shit out of John Ryder. If I'm not mistaken, he's the only man to ever drop.
But he didn't
Ryder.
stop him though. He didn't stop him. That's the thing. You got Oscar De La Hoya taking shots, talking about, oh, we want to match Jaime with Ryder so he could do what Canelo didn't do.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if that fight would have been in the States, they would have stopped it for sure. This being Mexico and this man trying to give the crowd a show, I didn't see no stoppage coming. Because that dude got his ass beat, bro, like bad. I rewatched the fight and he beat the shit out of him, bro.
I
did
agree.
You check out that? Did you check out that Tyrone interview that I sent you?
You may feel like it's your time.
I haven't yet. I'm just planning on getting them on, but I am going to check it out.
Yeah, bro, that's where he talked about being in camp with Canelo for 6 weeks already. Talking about 4-minute, 12-round sparring sessions where he's in there with multiple boxers at the same time. That does not sound like a Canelo that's fucking slipping to me, bro. Seems like he's fucking motivated to put on a show and come show. And I don't know, we might get the Canelo that showed up to fight Daniel Jacobs.
Champ, that's the bell, but I hope you're right, man. That's the best thing for us as boxing fans is for Canelo to, turn back the hands of time, show us he's still got a few more years left in the sport, bringing in eyeballs, making those big events. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility. You're going to put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans that don't know we here a day. Big Bay. Cornell, what up?
What's happening?
Chilling.
Hi, Key. I just called really to remind you. I don't know if you forgot or whatever. I ain't saying you forgot, but just reminding you because you had my man Lonnie B on the show last week. He about to fight in a few minutes.
Nah, he not. He can't. He pulled out, man. I'm sad
what
too.
What you mean?
Yeah, he pulled out.
Oh, he ain't make weight?
He's saying he got a shoulder injury, but people rumoring that that's what it was, that he was too far off from making weight.
Oh, man, I was excited to see son. I went to college with son.
Oh, you went to college with Lonnie B?
Yeah.
Bro, I was excited because ever since I moved out here, he be talking extra filthy greasy. So I'm like, man, let me see something already.
Damn, son pulled out. I'm literally on Pro Box waiting for this shit to pop off. I'm about to stop watching this shit now. I really just wanted to see him.
Yeah, man. It sucks.
Damn, bro. This could have really let him come back a little bit,
For
make a
sure.
little comeback. But I don't know if he's gonna get another chance now.
Yeah, that was a good
But how?
that was a good fight for him.
Yeah. But high key, I guess since that's canceled, I just give my thoughts on Canelo. Is he slipping or not? I really don't know. Like this gonna be a good test for Canelo and Charlo. I feel like this fight is a good test for both of them because everybody's been talking wacky about Canelo. I feel like if he put Charlo to sleep, this would be amazing for his name. And if Charlo wins, it doesn't even matter if he knocks Canelo out of anything. If he just wins, this will put him on another level too. So this is gonna be an exciting fight. I'm definitely popping out to the Boxing Boys fight party.
Okay. Let's do it.
But yeah, much love though, man. I'm sad for Lonnie, man.
Word, me too, man. See you in the city, champ. That's what's up. That's what's up. Phone lines is still open. Discord available and Twitter Spaces for those that want to rock out. Sean, gotta see you.
Yo,
Yo.
did you see what the sparring partner that came out trying to expose Canelo?
Come on, man. We talked about that dude yesterday. He's a career spawn partner. Like my man need headlines. Let's be real, bro. Like, have you ever heard of? I heard of him because I do this shit for a living. I know very well. I know Ahmed Abba Ali, and I went all the way in on him. Yes, I walked in the top rank. Matter of fact, motherfuckers was like, Ness, you be talking spicy. I'm like, I'm here. I'm everywhere. I ain't never scared. You feel me? I'm talking spicy. He ain't got no fucking right saying Canelo look lazy and tired. Nigga, you ain't never win a world title. Did you even get a regional?
Crazy to say.
Did you even get a regional? Like, homie, you signed a Don King. You the definition.
He signed a Don King?
Yeah, bro. I know him well. You can't. You before he was Canelo spawn partner, he was Caleb Plant spawn partner. So what you doing, really? Like, what is you doing? Like, you just out here trying to make fake headlines off other people's name instead of like getting yourself out of that spawn partner motherfucking bubble.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't know he was signed to Don King. He was really like a spawn partner.
Bro, he's a legit spawn partner. And they stepped him up like 5 years ago and he lost to John Pascal. Come on. And Pascal was like fucking 48 at the time. Like, what is we saying? Like, dudes really need to watch what they say. Cause it's like, yo, we open the camp to you. You getting world-class experience. You getting to learn shit, see shit, and the first thing you want to do is say some foul shit? Homie, this was your check.
He never gonna get that opportunity.
Bruh, you think Canelo was spawning for free? This a check. Like, your dumbass don't know when you gonna get another check from motherfucking Don King. I wish he would call here so I could see how he gonna defend himself.
If he does get that opportunity again, he's gonna get there to get taught a lesson.
He ain't gonna get no opportunity from Canelo again, bruh.
No, but I'm saying if they do decide to bring him in, they bringing him to beat his ass. On some doghouse rules type stuff. But as far as the topic, Canelo, when Canelo fought John Ryder, would you say John Ryder and him that was like more of his size, right? You would say that was like his size compared to other super middleweights?
Yeah, they look pretty the same much size, yeah.
Yeah, so I made a couple bets saying like, yo, this is the first guy Canelo's about to fight who's actually his size. He's stopping this dude in 8 rounds. And he didn't. He didn't stop him.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. They saying that he was slipping and he's saying, so we saying he's slipping, Canelo saying I wasn't 100 for those 2 fights. He's saying for the 2 fights. He's saying for the Gennady and the Ryder, or either the Gennady and the Bivol.
Yeah, I hope it's true, but I still think he stops Charlo. I ain't gonna cap, but it depends how he stops him. If he stops him in the 10th, 11th, 12th, then how much stock are we gonna put into that compared to if he stops him under 8?
I don't know that he's stopping him, bro. This the big stage. I mean, don't get me wrong. I also thought Plant wouldn't get stopped, and he got stopped. So I'm not
Charlo
good.
Got wobbled by Castano. Don't do that.
Yeah, but this the biggest night of his life. Castano, he didn't even know who the fuck he was. All he
That
knew,
was undisputed.
yeah, it don't matter. No, that like all he knew about Castano is that he had a draw with Lores.
And that it was for undisputed.
Yeah,
Biggest
but
night of his life.
you could get up for Canelo. It's a little different.
Bro, you could get up for undisputed.
I mean, he got the knockout. I mean, you trying to single out that he got wobbled. He knocked the dude out. Like, okay, that dude wobbled
in the
him.
second fight.
That dude, but you said undisputed. So they both are undisputed. They both the same importance.
Oh yeah, it is. But I'm just saying, it took him 2 chances.
I mean, I've been saying that as well. That it took him 2 chances in his 2 toughest fights. People look again. That's why we doing the show. The author said it. Canelo got to be slipping in order for Jermell Charlo to win. That's just the facts, Look at everybody. Canelo's been in with bigger punches. He's been in with bigger men. He's been in with longer men. Like, it's not a lot Jermell bringing to the table that Canelo ain't seen.
That's my call. That's my call.
You the man, Sean. Appreciate you. We got Fats in the building.
Hey, cause I hustle, baby. What it do, yo?
What up? What up?
What up? What up? What that boy say? We want the guns. We say we run around with guns the size of Lil Bow Wow. What you know about AKs? What you know about that, Nash? What you know about ARs and AKs?
Nothing.
Nah, yo, I'm just still hyped from last night. My boy 50 had the arena on tilt down here in Baltimore and shit. Me and Pops went to the
that's
show
why
and shit.
that's why Coach Kenny Ellis was working out with him. 50 was using the gym to get ready, like to work out.
For real?
Yeah, it was doing pad work and shit, body shield work.
Damn, I gotta check that out. I ain't even know that. Yeah, it was a good show, man. It was lit, man. But the Canelo shit and Charlo, I gotta see it to believe it, man. I think Charlo went there to get a check. I just don't think, you know what I mean. I just gotta see it. I mean, he said Earl be beating him up and sparring and shit, and then it's just like, I think he was lying. Like he had to been lying, because if it was true, I see he don't got no chance in this fight. But I ain't gonna say that because he got skills though. But man, I got Canelo stopping him, like late, probably like ninth round, about the 9th, 10th round, something like that.
But he ain't
With
stopped Ryder. He ain't stopped Ryder.
Yeah,
and
but
Ryder not even on that level.
Yeah, I mean, they saying he cherry picking and this, you know what I mean? He bringing up a dude, even though that is crazy. He bringing up a dude 2 weight classes. Like, I still think that's crazy. I want to fight Benavidez, but it's like anything but David. And I don't even like Canelo personally. He's not one of my favorite fighters. I really don't like nothing about him. But I just don't see Jermell Charlo beating him. I mean, you know what I mean? I could be wrong though. Like I would like to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't expecting it, but I just don't see it happening. I think he in there to get a check. You get what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like with him too, anything but Crawford. You bring up Bud name, he get palms get sweaty. He want to change the subject. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? He get to throwing up. He don't want to talk about him. He's saying leave him alone. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But I gotta see it to believe it, man. I just don't think that it's happening. And I saw your show earlier. Run my free call with this too. I saw your show earlier. The title and shit. What T.O. got a super fight coming up?
So Oscar De La Hoya did an interview with Marcos Villegas where he's saying, obviously, Ryan is going to tune up in November, which could be Broner. It could be O'Hara Davies. But it looks like O'Hara Davies fighting the old dude that Rolly lost to. But it could be Oscar Duarte. And then after November, he got the big fight with T.O. is the rumor. Top Rank got the lock on the February 10th day. Is rumored to be a pay-per-view. So we was just talking about, like,
Ryan and T.O. maybe?
Yeah, Ryan and T.O. February 10th, pay-per-view, ESPN.
Damn, that'd be all right. That'd be all right. But why it seem like don't nobody want to fight Hard Davies, yo? Like why? Isn't nobody? Everybody
I
want to stay
mean,
away
Taylor
from him.
beat him. Josh Taylor already beat him. A couple people, I think 2 people already beat him. But the thing is, like, don't nobody know him. You know what I mean?
Right, that is
So,
true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Rolly fought Basuro. Don't nobody know him, but he was old, right? They thought they could
Shit, he
beat
made
him.
a name now. Shit, he made.
Yeah.
I saw that fight.
And they thought he was old, so they thought they could beat him. Like Davies has got these long, awkward. He's long and he fights awkward, but his arms is really long. So they probably like, bro, we don't even want you to go in there and get another tough, rough fight where you don't look like you won.
Right. Where he built like Fundora. I gotta check him out.
Nah, he not that tall, but he don't look as tall as Fedora looks in his weight class, but he
like long, don't talk about length.
Nah, yeah, his arms crazy long. We gotta check him, but I'm telling you, his arms long for his division.
Yeah,
But
dang, yeah,
he ain't no master though, because even with all that reach, he ain't beat Josh.
Right. I mean, that was when Josh was probably in his prime though. Tio made him look like trash. He might not got nothing left in the tank. But I'm gonna keep on tuning in though. That's appreciated, bro.
For sure. I mean, we also got to remember that Josh Taylor had a bunch of time off, and I think he had an injury, So, Tio did his thing and all that, but it ain't like Josh Taylor was coming off of a 3-month layoff or a 4-month layoff. He had way more time off than that. And like I said, I believe he had an injury as well after the Catterall fight. So, no way am I discrediting that win. That was a huge, dope win. But just keeping everything in context. Let me see here. We got Supermex says, listen to an old show. It's funny. These guys who always pick Nello to lose, the first time they picked him to win, he lost to Bivol. 2 laughing out loud emojis. No credibility. Hashtag don't know shit about boxing. Keep it moving. $2. Surprise, the T.O. drunk box didn't show up this morning. Oh, we talking about punch. We got Mad Bet 100, $5. Daily dose of Tanquil. Charlo beats Canelo. He's ready to be whooped. Mendoza beats Timmy. Marketing Guru, shout out to TBB with another exclusive. Salute to you. Keep it moving. $2. Ness. Did Nello stop Jacobs and Ryder? Wait, did Nello stop Jacobs and Ryder won on Jacobs? Okay, and he put an emoji of shrugging emoji. Yeah, a lot of people thought Ryder beat Jacobs, and he actually got the decision though. Mad Bet 100 back at us. Second dose of Tanquil. Canelo not slipping. His time is up. Charlo gonna batters with an S. Canelo late. Charlo's putting him down as well. Average boxing fan salute. He said, let's bet Mad Bet $100 that he won't do all that. Back to back, he made sure you knew he wanted that bet with you. We going out to Quan on Twitter. Actually, we got a counterpunch from Treese in Toledo.
Damn, what up, though? That's fucking perfect. Hey, that's perfect. Quan on Twitter. My God. I heard you calling asking about do we got some heavyweights, and that's new. We ain't really got no heavyweights in the city, you feel me, for you to get your mans to spar. But if you're looking for some lighter bodies, we got some action or something if you know. But yeah, though, ain't shit. I need to, I don't really deal with that Twitter shit, Quan. Shoot me a message on motherfucking on Instagram. Shoot it to New West End Management. You feel me? And I'll get back with you. But yeah, though, hey Ness, I know you heard me on here, Robisi Ramirez and Albert Bill, man. I know Robisi trying to move up and shit. I'm just saying. I want to give my man Albert Bill a fight, man. What you think about something like that? About Albert Bill and Robisi? What you think? Was that possible? That's possible, ain't it? That's not.
I mean,
it's
possible,
right?
but Bell gonna have to make those dudes want to fight him. They about to throw
I felt that's
Robese.
going viral. I felt that's going viral on the OTX shit. I mean, damn, we went viral on the OTX shit. That shit helped. That helped our profile. Now you right. We need a follow up. Now with the follow up? What you want to see from Bell on the follow up time? I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to get us some action, bro.
I mean, the best thing for Bell would be to fight Valdez.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. But I know that he left Top Rank, so
he left Top Rank.
I mean, did Albert Bell not on Top Rank?
I thought you meant Valdez. Yeah, he don't gotta be on. He don't gotta be on Top Rank to get that fight, because that fight he gonna be the B-side as Valdez's tune-up. He just gotta upset him.
He gonna smoke his fucking boots, and you know better. But hey, man, listen here, man. Charlo, we need you to win this fight. And if I'm not crazy, I swear I know Bud watching the fight. Like, I need Charlo to win the fight. I know Bud, and deep down in his heart, fucking around rooting for Charlo, bro. I know he feel like that's better for business. For the antics and shit that they got going on, and for him beating shit out Spence like he done, you feel me? It just makes sense for him to get his hands on Charlo next. And if not, what you think about him getting his hands on Jermell Charlo? Since Buddy talking about him training with Roy Jones and shit, I mean, it looked like he's trying to get back active.
Who getting their hands on Jermell Charlo?
I'm talking Bud. What if Bud decide to go up to 160? Fuck it, he say fuck.
Nah,
fuck,
yeah, I mean, look, bro, I'll take anything.
Listen,
I'll take anything from Bud except retirement, man. Don't nobody want to hear that retirement shit. So yeah, whatever. Like I seen another interview with Steven Nelson.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
I seen another interview with Steven Nelson where he was saying that Bud, he got to bring it up to Bud, but maybe Tim Tszyu for a belt is an option if Charlo upsets and Canelo's not available, shit like that. So every day things could change. Every day things could change.
Let me ask you one more question. With the Charlo, like I say, with Charlo and that Canelo fight coming up, is it not true? Do you think that the WBC will give Mendoza the full belt when he fights Tim Tszyu for it to be a unification bout with them fighting?
No.
If Bud fights Tim Tszyu, it would be a 2 for, like, say if Bud fights Tim Tszyu, it'd be 2 for, if Tim Tszyu wins. Go ahead.
Champ. Like, they not gonna strip Charlo. WBC ain't gonna strip Charlo. They ain't strip his brother. Why would they strip the undisputed champ?
I mean, because Mendoza is fighting Tim Tszyu. I mean, if Bud go up, he could get a 2-for-1 fight. He would have 2 belts, and then Charlo come down back to 154. He would have the 2 other belts. That's the easiest way to make the undisputed fight with both of them, if you ask me, at 154. If they both got half of the pie, bingo, we got action. That's just how I'm seeing it. If Mendoza gonna be fighting Tim Tszyu, why not make that shit unification? And then
because Charlo still got his belt.
Shit out the winner of that.
You can't take the because Charlo still got his belt.
But don't Tim Tszyu got the belt that Bud could go up and challenge Tim Tszyu?
He only got the belt. He only got the belt Saturday, September 30th. He gets it. And he only getting it because Charlo not fighting him.
But that's what I'm saying. If Bud is still waiting patiently, he can invoke championship status on the winner of that Mendoza. Because after that Charlo and Canelo fight, Mendoza and Tim Tszyu still got to fight.
He could invoke
Bud
that
can
status,
championship status on.
but he not gonna get the WB. He not gonna get the WBC. He maybe he gets the interim that Mendoza has, but he ain't gonna get.
That's what I'm saying. And if he does that, wouldn't that make him number 1 contender? So Bud would come. I mean, Charlo would come back down. They still would both have half of the pie.
He don't need that because he already super champ. He could activate his status with the BC or the WBO. So that would be a fight that he needs to have just to stay busy, or that's what they offered him. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, he don't need to get in position. He already in position. By being undisputed, you could
I
just
get what you're saying.
ask to fight the dude
I
upstairs.
was just saying that I'm
You may
talking on
feel
some
like it's your
acclimation
time,
shit, like moving up. You
but it's
acclimate
not your time.
as you moving up, you still claim a belt while you acclimating. You feel me? It's like killing two birds with one stone type shit. That's all.
Nah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
He could
October
definitely
7th,
do it.
I'll rebel.
He could definitely activate the status with either of those titles and just, fight above. Quan,
Yo,
what up?
what up? What up? Shoot though. Hey, yeah though for trees though, smooth call and shit. What was I about to say? Yeah, man. Definitely I'm gonna hit your line, man, so we can see. I mean, I'm trying to get some rec too, though. You feel me? I'm out here putting the work in the gym, so I'm for real trying to get my feet up off the ground. So I'm really just trying to see where all the rec at in Ohio, like just trying to connect, meet everybody, network type shit. So I'm gonna definitely hit your line if you can, what I'm saying, introduce me to any boxing gyms out there, and I'll be willing to come out there. I know
For
Cuz
sure.
he'll probably come out there too. Feel me? So I'm gonna hit your line, trees. But as far as the topic, I'm like, I feel like it's always been like excuses with him. So like now it ain't really no excuses. And honestly, I feel like he hear what everybody's saying. So he say he motivated. You know what I'm saying? He 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting 100% Canelo. You know, it's one of the names he been hearing. So he motivated. All right, boom. But my concern is for Charlo, it's like for that last fight. So what you think about that Castaño fight, the last fight? Because I thought it was a great fight. I thought he fought great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he really did good. He showed some. I ain't gonna say it's his best performance, but I can say it's one of his best performances. What you think? The
Castaños?
second one. Yeah,
Yeah, the
Castaño.
second
Mel versus
one, the
Castaño, that
second one,
second
but
one.
that's my issue. Like you ain't gonna get a second chance with Canelo. Ain't no rematch. You
Right,
gotta
right,
you
right,
gotta
right,
have
right,
your best performance that day, not next
right,
time.
right. So
And it took two
yeah, and I
times with
know.
Harrison and two times with Castaño. At the end of the day, it don't matter that he got it right. It's like, is
Yeah,
Canelo giving you a rematch to even do that?
yeah. I get all that for sure, but I'm really looking at it like, all right, if you even this how you fought Castaño, if that was like one of your best performances, if you fight Canelo, how you fight Castaño, I don't know how that's gonna work for him. Like just because of the power, obviously Canelo is used to taking those punches
Hell
at
no. You know
heavier
what he got
weight
to do with
classes, and
Canelo? He gonna have to box. He gonna have to go back to the old Charlo that fought Gabe Rosado and get on his toes. The
yeah,
question gonna be, is he gonna be able to do that? Like at least we know he's working to have the best condition. At least we know that he's conscious that he doesn't want to get tired because he's running on all access and he's telling you like, yo, I ain't trying to be tired like Earl Spence. So I'm out here running.
facts. Sure, yeah. So we gonna see. That's my call though.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
All right, all right. Let's see what else we got. Who else is rocking out with us? Remember, we're doing this twice a day, every day. We got Diego Rosillo that just became a prospect. Salute to you. Appreciate the support. Remember, as a YouTube member, you get to ask all our guests a question. I would prefer that everyone put their name and where they're from. So, for instance, Diego, you'd be like Diego Rosillo from Albuquerque. Where are we at? Looks like we got on the line Coach Bob. What is up?
Hello?
Coach Bob, what's up? I hear you.
Hello, yeah. How you doing tonight?
Can't complain. Another day, another podcast.
I think Charlo, yeah, he should come in 162, 164. Like I said, come in light. And yeah, he's gonna have to outbox Canelo. But Canelo's slowing down for sure. He's not what he used to be, but he's still got a lot left. So it's still gonna be a tough fight. But I really think Canelo's gonna win the fight. But I think it's gonna go the distance. I think Charlo can stay in there for 12 rounds. I just think Canelo's gonna win the fight. But Charlo got a chance. He's alive. He's a live underdog. He got a chance. But Bud wants Canelo to win. That's huge money fighting Canelo.
Uh-huh.
And if Charlo win, there's no guarantee Charlo take the fight against Bud.
Well, I think if Charlo wins, he's got to give Canelo a rematch. There's no way the A side in Canelo doesn't have a rematch clause.
Yeah, so Bud has to be rooting for Canelo. He has to be cheering for him. That's the only way he's gonna get that fight quick. So anybody tell me he's rooting for Charlo, you crazy. He's rooting for Canelo all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And is he gonna go in the ring? That's my question to you, Ness. Does Bud go in the ring after the
Man,
fight?
I wish I could answer that because I don't even know if the motherfucker gonna go to the fight. That ain't Bud's
Well, you
style.
already
Like the last time, you know, we asked Bud to go to a fight, he said something like, "Why I'm gonna go to this fight?" He said he don't even know me or he'll never go to my fight. So like these dudes be working with the ego. Hopefully he understand that for this fight he needs to be there so that the announcers and the cameras could pan to him and tell the audience that's watching, this is the guy that's challenging him. This is the guy that beat Earl Spence that we thought could fight Canelo. Like he gotta be there. He gotta be there.
I agree with that. Bud has to, if he wants to fight, he has to be there front and center so they keep putting the camera on him during the fight.
Yep.
And then after the fight, jump in the
Free
ring,
publicity, man.
and then we'll see what happens. But as far as the other thing, Tio would love that fight. Tio gonna knock him out quick. He gonna knock Ryan out quick, 4 or 5 rounds. So I know Tio's like, please give me that fight. And then that's gonna be the end of Ryan as far as him any big fights. But I will give him credit for fighting. He fought Tank, he fought Tio, but he ain't gonna beat any of them. I don't think. But like I said, you said I'll give him credit.
You
He
may
got in the
feel like
ring
it's
with
your
them.
time,
I will give him credit,
but it's
but
not your time.
he's just not on that level.
Mm.
He's not on that level. And after Tio beats him, will your boy Devin fight Tio? That's the fight I want.
I mean, that's what he positioning himself for, but that is the bell, Coach Bob. Let me
All
get
right.
to
Have a good night.
Majid. Likewise. Majid, Discord, Alex, Discord. We got average boxing fan that says, "Stop the woofing, then Mad Ben. We real wolves out here."
Good evening. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Excellent. So the question is Canelo slipping like enough? Is he slipping or is he slipping enough?
Is he slipping enough for Charlo to get the win?
I think in regards to Canelo Alvarez, when it comes to what we've been seeing as the product in the ring of him the last, would you say 3, 4 fights, going back to the Bivol fight, right? I myself had him favored. I knew Bivol was going to be is a really good boxer. I've seen him plenty of times. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but Canelo was on such a high, and I believed that Bivol was not going to be strong enough and not be able to take Canelo's shots as the fight wore on, and was proven wrong. So what do we say? All right, attempt to be great, cool. That's just not a style at that weight that he could probably beat, and that's okay. Go back to 168, handle some business. We had a Triple G fight. Wasn't a huge fan of the fight, but they said that the money was going to be good for him. It's business, business, business. End of a trilogy. He could finally knock Golovkin out. Probably. We watched the fight. Starts off great, and then what? We get it. He gasses out. Then he tries to start talking about, hey, people don't notice, but I got a little bit of an injury, blah, 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 get surgery. So he said that was part of the B-ball issue as well. Comes back against John Ryder. Venom said it perfectly. Finally, someone his size. Yo, he's probably going to knock this dude out. I watch him. Did he dominate the fight? Yes, but it definitely felt like he's a little bit slower. Timing wasn't there. It just listen. It's happened once. It's happened twice. Now it's happened three times. He is not the same dude that went on this great run. At 168, become undisputed King Nello, seen as number one pound for pound fighter, and that's okay, man. But he is slipping. Now, is it enough? When I look at Jermell Charlo, once again, shout out to the young man Venom. He's making good points. Yo, it was an undisputed fight. How could that not motivate you enough? This is why people say belts don't matter. If undisputed doesn't get you excited, get you up at your seat, get you wanting to put in extra miles and extra rounds on the bags and in the gym, then I guess it doesn't really matter as much as you think because he fought well in spots, but he didn't fight well enough to win the fight. They had to run it back, and then he put on a sizzling performance for sure. But that hand injury is bothering me, man. He's been out the ring a long time, and he's still talking about putting work in the hand, still going to therapy. Listen, that happened in December. We're approaching. We are in September. That probably should have been healed by now, not needing therapy and such like that. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if he slipped enough, but he's definitely has been slipping, and that's what makes the fight interesting. You got someone slipping against someone that has time off. But I'm going to take the more active fighter. So I expect Canelo to get the win, but I'm not picking stoppage anymore because I'm not sure if he can do that.
Yeah, which is crazy because he stopped Plant, man. But
When was that?
I said it was crazy because he stopped Plant.
When was that?
You said when was that? 68.
Yeah. Right. No, when? Not where. That was 2019?
Whenever he undisputed.
2019, 2021. I'm tripping. 2021. So it's been a couple of years. This will be his fourth fight, and he hasn't stopped someone since. So that's all I'm saying, man. This is a new Canelo. And when I mean new, it could be: is he worn? Is his prime just leaving? Listen, man, not everyone could have the prime. To the mid-30s. He's approaching the mid-30s, and he's had a great career. People can't stay at the top forever. And what I'm saying is, I don't think he's at the top anymore of his game. He's definitely on a decline. So, Charlo, if fighting Canelo don't motivate you like Undisputed did, I mean, this is Undisputed again with the Canelo check. So,
I mean,
so
at
I
the end
mean,
of the
I'm
day,
hoping for a great fight, man. I really do. I think people talk about the size. Um, you know, can Charlo is not a small 154 pounder. Canelo's not a big 168 pounder. So you can give reason as why you think one's bigger than the other. Whoever you can flip flop it, but both are undisputed champions. I guess that doesn't mean much anymore because, like you referenced
You may
earlier,
feel like
it's
it's
hard
your
to get up for
time,
Castano.
but it's not your
that
time.
is the bell. But it's a sad day in boxing when an undisputed champ that is gonna be making now what? Let's double check this. Let's double check this here. So the last fight was Plant. So Bivol was not a defense because he moved up, and Bivol has never been stopped or dropped. But we're shaming a 140 pounder for not being able to do that because he's like, oh well, how long was Caleb Plant's knockout? How long ago was that? It's like we talking about Bivol, a Russian. They're usually pretty tough, but let's keep moving. Gennady Golovkin, oh shit, so many people knocked him out. Not, never, also has never been knocked out. Okay. John Ryder's only been knocked out by one dude, and obviously my narrative doesn't fit Ryder because he was knocked out to Blackwell, who Chris Eubank destroyed in a very bad way that was tragic. So that could be a freak knockout. Other than that, Ryder's been in with some pretty decent names that have never stopped him. So I don't know. Do we fault Canelo for not being able to stop dudes that can't be stopped, right? Like Bivol, Gennady. Okay, the Ryder we got to think about. But let's get back to my original point of Gennady being a defense, John Ryder being a defense. Now Charlo will be a defense. That's three. Okay, let's think about undisputed champs. Only one comes close is Devin. He won the belts, defended versus Kambosos in the second fight, defended versus Lomachenko. So that's 2 undisputed title defenses for him. Same as Canelo. Canelo's going into his third. When you think about Crawford, he's never defended an undisputed title. If he fights Earl in the rematch at 47, then maybe he'll do his first. But remember, at 40, he vacated the IBF right away. So again, this is a sad day in the sport where this is the only sport where like an undisputed champ who's defending his titles, given mandatory challengers, they're getting an opportunity at undisputed. It isn't any contract arguments like Shakur and Devin, and yet no credit because outside of doing the unthinkable, what really is difficult to do politically and economically, which is continue to hold all those belts because of all the sanctioning fees, continue to defend all those belts because of all the mandatories. He's done it now 3 times, and somehow we find a way to laugh at that because he didn't stop someone. Arthur, what's up? Josh Teller had a lot of success defending those undisputed titles, right, guys? I guess a draw is a defense, right? Salute the Wilder. Arthur, what up?
What's good, Ness? What's good? First off, y'all can just leave the Crawford Canelo talks alone. Y'all saw what Samson posted today.
Who?
And what Mauricio Samson and Mauricio.
What they
Mauricio
posted?
said Canelo got to fight Benavidez beginning of next year, basically. But Samson retweeted
I mean,
it, so it's on his page.
Canelo could fight Benavidez. I mean, I'm sure Bud Crawford would be sad that he cannot win 3-time undisputed, but the caveat, the cherry on top of fighting Canelo for millions and millions and millions of dollars is okay. I think he'll still do it without the belts.
Yeah, that's true.
Meaning, if he and Canelo come to an agreement where he just vacates the WBC, lets Benavidez become the full champ while he goes off to fight, Crawford for the other 3 belts plus the ring.
Mm-hmm. That can happen. And another thing, I thought this was funny, but you see how on All Access, all the other fighters, they're running, swimming on a bike. I've never seen a fighter do conditioning and they just walking. Like Canelo was literally walking for his conditioning. So I don't know what that's about. I feel like y'all like.
we've
I
been
feel like
seeing Canelo running in Big Bear though, so like they gave you a
yeah,
scene
but
with him walking.
I'm
Maybe
just saying. I'm just
maybe they
saying though.
want to push a
With all the
narrative.
clips that with all the clips that they got, why would y'all show the one with him taking a break? You feel me? I feel like that's kind of weird. But
I don't know. I
and
think he's being private because if you look at the episode 1 and 2, they used a lot of old footage from the Josecito Lopez fight and from the Caleb Plant fight. It's not a lot of new footage. Look at the haircuts. Look at the lack of tattoos. You'll see those are different versions of Canelo that they wanted to show you in these all accesses. I don't know what's the narrative they're pushing. Everybody has an agenda. Maybe they want to add to the slipping agenda so that the line changes, so that people keep putting money on Charlo.
yeah, and the weird thing about it is the Charlo. I think Charlo opened up at like plus 175, but he's up to like plus 300 now. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, but I think the Castano fight is going to help Charlo a lot because Canelo is way more skilled than Castano, but Castano throws like 10 times as more punches. So Charlo literally had to dodge way more punches than he would have to dodge against Canelo. You feel me? So I feel like if Charlo can take the power, it might be an easy night for him because if he can get past like round 9 and like Canelo been doing for like the past few years and like start gassing out, and Charlo usually gets stronger as the fight goes too. Like he got one of the best gas tanks in boxing. So I feel like if those 2 things happen, I think Charlo could have a pretty easy night, and I think they'll probably rematch or whatever. And
all right.
And did you see what Bud said?
Yeah, that
I just thought it was funny.
That he won 80, so he close.
Yeah, that's nasty work. That's nasty. But I feel like it's out of two things happening. I feel like either Bud don't want to fight Errol again for whatever reason, or Al Heyman is telling Bud to do this, so Errol won't get the fight. So Errol will have to, you know what I'm saying, rebuild himself. You feel me?
I don't know, man.
Like,
Steven Nelson looks like he has zero hair on his tongue, meaning he speaks his mind, meaning if it was really some in-house shit, I'm sure they'd have let it out the bag. Like, man, y'all need to stop talking to act, telling Bud. Won't y'all tell Al why he made Bud, want to fight? Like, you feel me? I just feel like that will come out. Now that don't mean I'm right. But I feel like that will
yeah,
come out. I feel like those guys are more like that. Like, we not about to take the heat for y'all. Like, Al wanted us to do it at 47. Like, that's how I feel. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
I feel you. I feel you. But you never know. I feel like Terrence and Al starting to get a good relationship now. So
I would hope.
you know what I'm saying.
I would
You
hope,
never
man.
know.
I hope he got that shit in the bag. I hope he worked out something.
And I got one more. I'm gonna be out there in Vegas. Yeah, are there any like fan friendly boxing gyms? So like, you know what I'm saying, go in, watch one or whatever, like Mayweather
Um,
gym or Top Rank or whatever.
I mean, fan friendly shit. There is a tour guide out here, and he takes you to all of those gyms. I don't know the name of his company. I'm sure it's a Google search away. Uh, but yeah, I mean, you could probably go with Danny and shit. He had Top Rank every day.
For sure, for sure. Cause I'm getting out there Thursday. My partner out there, he cut hair.
Okay.
He real nice. Yeah, he real nice. So I'm probably get cut probably and then do stuff Thursday, Friday, and whatnot. So yeah, I'll try to hit up Danny or something like that.
All right. Appreciate you,
For
Art.
sure. Appreciate you.
Damn, yo, Jose Benavidez just told me they working on something big. Hopefully, it happens for Jose Jr. What the fuck could that be? Because I don't even know. Like, what I mean for Jose, he lost to Danny, so anything could be big at this point, right? Like a Thurman fight could be big at 54 for Jose. Um, Laura could be big for Jose. Fuck. Sebastian Fundora come back. That could be big for Jose. See what I'm saying? Like anything could be big for a Jose Benavidez Jr. Listen, we got some counter punches to get to. Alex has one. Khaled has one. And last is average boxing fan. That's the order, fellas. So up first, Khaled, Indiana. What up?
Yeah, what up, bro? Hey, and I think that Mr. Alvarez is slipping. But you know what? But I'm gonna actually give you that point. Like just because he didn't stop Triple G or stop B-Law, I'm not gonna factor that into like the slipping part. I'm gonna just more so go into like the age, rounds, box. Just and like I don't necessarily think you can keep that pace. Even though from what I've seen, he did look different, like just off the eye test. And I'm gonna take out the Beagle fight. That was just he was just overmatched, outman. Maybe he was too heavy. That was just the wrong fight for him. But even in the Triple G fighting the 40-year-old Triple G, fighting the writer, he didn't necessarily look the same to me. So that's why I think he's slowing down. Has he slipped enough for Charlo to beat him? Yes, I'll say yes. I think Charlo typically have been fighting once a year and things like that. So I understand that the time off is a thing, but he typically fight once a year. So I'm gonna give him that. I think that he is gonna move and I think that this is another camp. I think the X factor in this is Juan Guzman. Ever since Juan Guzman came into the camp, this is his third or fourth. Like Juan's been around for a minute, but as far as being in camp, like co-trainer, like shit, Juan Guzman get more airtime than Derrick James. He in all the fucking highlight videos. He talking about Juan Guzman. So I think that he's the X factor in this fight, and I think this is another camp with him. After the second Brian Castano fight, I really saw the impact of Juan Guzman as far as like what he's trying to implement, fighting off the ropes, moving, different types of combination punches that he implemented. I think all that's gonna play a role. You know what I'm saying? Now, like the bigger moving up in weight, it don't matter what weight that Canelo was at, he was a puncher. You got to deal with a puncher. If you can deal with a puncher, then you'll be all right. If you can't deal with a puncher, then you won't be all right. Charlo has shown to have a good chin. You know what I'm saying? He only been dropped once, and then he didn't got cracked before for sure. So I think that the Brian Castaño fight, being a pressure fighter, will help. Charlo has talked about coming up in Texas, fighting a lot of Mexican fighters, having that pressure fight. Having experience with that pressure style. You know, it's different. But I don't want to say that by saying that those guys were Mr. Alvarez, but that's solid preparation. Now, once you're in the ring with like a monster like that, then you just got to deal with it. But I think I'm picking Charlo, and I think, like I said, that he has slipped enough in order for him to beat him. So Charlo gonna win. He's gonna get the rematch, and I'm gonna hold off my prediction on the rematch. I gotta wait until he wins. I don't even want to get too far ahead of myself. Talk too crazy.
But it's
Hey,
not your time.
Khaled, you want your free call or you coming back?
I think I'm good, bro. I said everything I had to say. More coming. So thank you.
You the man. Just send me a message. I'll bring you back absolutely free, champ. That was your counterpunch. We got second counterpunch was from Khaled, Alex. Who was the third? Fuck. I can't remember right now, but we're gonna go to Alex till I remember. What up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
The other counter punch I believe was average boxing fan.
That's right.
But
915. Yep.
but listen, man, I'm not trying to take anything from the legacies or credit. The question, based off the question, I was giving an answer. I think Canelo is slipping, and it's not just one fight that it makes me believe that. It's the fights in succession. You know, like Bivol proved to be better than what most thought he was. I think most people, especially in this community, would agree on that. People were saying that he was a cherry pick. I didn't think it was a cherry pick, but I believe Canelo to be that great that he was going to do what he did against Caleb Plant, that he was going to do what we seen him do against other fighters beforehand. You know, Billy Joe, right? He was having a little issue with Billy Joe, figured it out, broke his face. So I was figuring he was going to be able to figure out this bigger boxer and get him out of there. He didn't, and that's okay. Triple G fight, like he never got stopped before, okay, but this was a dude that was approaching 40. He may have been 40 at the time. He had one fight in the last 2 years. He had fought, I think, that early January to beat Morata, and you could see he wasn't really the same. He was slower, and you could see that he was huffing and puffing. And in that fight, it looked like Canelo was going to whitewash him, and Canelo hit a wall that we hadn't seen in a minute, right? So Triple G was able to start winning rounds at the back end of that fight, and that's when I started to notice. When it came, then I said he gave the excuse that his wrist wasn't right, and then he goes and fight John Ryder. I don't like you said he got knocked out by Blackwell. We seen that, right? I mean, well, actually, not most of y'all haven't seen it. I seen it. I watched the fight. Has he fought good fighters since then? Yes, but Canelo, this pound for pound guy, something that John Ryder's never faced, was viewed and in my opinion should have been too much for John Ryder. He got a knockdown. He got probably another one that didn't get called, but he couldn't get the stoppage. And just watching him fight, the upper body movement, the head movement, it was not what we saw from elite Canelo Saul or Saul Canelo Alvarez. It was not there. So I believe that he is slipping. It's just when it comes to Charlo, I don't like his time frame when it comes to in between fights with an injury that happened 9 months ago that he's still doing therapy for. Doesn't make him not a great fighter. Doesn't make he's still undisputed, like you said. So when it comes down to it, when the question is asked, I'm giving an answer. They're both great fighters, and like I said, I don't know what's going to happen when they get in that ring, but I'm going to put money on Canelo because I'm going to go with the more active fighter. I don't like these guys coming off these long layers. Look at Stephen Fulton. Look at Errol Spence, and I'm sure there's plenty more. plenty more examples. Not everyone can be Sugar Ray Leonard, and that's
You
what
may
makes him
feel
a
like it's
great,
your
makes
time,
him a legend, and what people
but
see
it's
maybe as
not
a
your
pound for
time.
pound greatest of all time.
That was the bell, my friend. That was the bell. Appreciate you calling in. Looks like we got a couple of, not a couple, by a couple, I mean a whole lot of callers. So be patient with me. Stay in the queue. Don't jump out. We got a brand new caller in what looks like Virginia. Who's this? In the 517. Actually, shit. You gotta wait, champ. There is a thing that we do out here called counterpunch where people want to cut the line. They pay like they weigh average boxing fan. What up?
What up, bro? Who's this? Who was this last caller, bro? He's bad. I always like when he speaks.
Alex
He
in
talks facts,
Florida.
but he forgot to say. I mean, GGD versus Murata said he didn't look the same, but he still stopped the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And
And Murata's a big puncher.
how much conditioning do you think Charlo has to have, bro? Because I be all day, all I do is look at boxing podcasts, bro. Yo shit finishes, and I be hopping on to the Spanish ones and then to all the other ones. And someone put out a little fact that Charlo and Canelo have the same punch output. What I'm saying is that you think Charlo has to throw more punches and move around more?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be wasting a lot more fucking energy at a heavier weight?
Yeah, but he's also conscious of it, right? Like in the last episode, he made it clear that he's running so he won't be gassed out like Earl. He said those words.
So you think, well, when his training, his camp, if he's so focused on conditioning, where does that leave the other part at, bro?
I mean, that's just you assuming that all the focus is on conditioning. And remember, there's different days, and there's 2 per day. Some fighters do 3 a day. So, like, you can do conditioning today. You can still work on focus miss today. There's a lot of things you can do in one day. When it's your full-time job and you got the money that these guys got, they could do 2-3 sessions a day.
Yeah, for sure.
And he
Another
swims.
note, bro.
Remember, I don't think
Venado
we're
is
gonna have
waiting
a.
for Rubesi to. What was that, bro?
I was just gonna say I don't think we're gonna have a problem with Charlo's stamina. Remember, ever since they've been putting him on TV, they showed us that he rides bike, that he swims. He's the better conditioned Charlo, in my opinion. And I think for the bigger fight, he's gonna be even in better shape. Like he's been riding the bicycles, telling us that he rides bike to stay in great shape. So I don't know. I think he'll be good stamina wise.
No, for sure. But what I'm saying is like you're gonna carry all those extra pounds. While at that, you're gonna be getting punched by a bigger motherfucker that you're not usually getting. You're not used to getting punched by in a fight.
I don't know. Think about it. Derek James wants him to come in at 164. Right now, he fights at 154. So Derek James wants him to come in at his fight weight, right? Like what he weighs in the night of the fight. I don't think Charlo's gonna, have a lot of extra weight. I think he's a big motherfucker. Look how big he is, bro. I mean, and look at his brother.
Yeah, he is a big motherfucker.
And look at
When are you
Earl.
bringing Tyrone, bro?
You may feel like it's your
I want
time,
you to question Tyrone
but it's not your time.
because when Tyrone was talking about them,
Let me see if he's free. I'm gonna text him right now.
Them 4-minute, 12-round sparring sessions, and the dude from Showtime in one of the All Access also mentioned where he tells them you're looking way slimmer than I've been usual seeing you for the previous bouts. So I'm really interested to hear Tyrone's take on what he has to say. He's been in there 6 weeks, so he should know what's up.
I'll get him on. I just text him. He'll hit me back. I got another counterpunch just came in from Boxing Patron. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility. Second show per day, twice a day, every day. Breakfast Club of Boxing. Salute to everybody rocking out with us, man. Salute to everybody that's on this, twice a day, man. You listening to both episodes, man. I really appreciate you. Again, without you, there's no me. Can't be here alone. That'd be corny. Looks like average boxer fan. You got to unmute. Might want to jump out, jump back in. I'll wait for you as you got a counter because we don't hear you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you know what to do. I've probably said it 15 times this episode. Smash that thumbs up. Help me out with some visibility. Let's get this episode out there. Imagine what we would do with 1 million subscribers, man. They couldn't hide. Shakur would have to sit down. Earl would have to sit down and tell us was he really weight drained. You feel me? Boxing patron.
Can you hear me, Ness?
Now we can.
All right, cool, brother. There we go. Hey, man, the weird energy I'm getting is from Charlo, though, man. That first press conference just weirded me out on him. Cause dude, he was so fucking like it's just not him. So respectful, paying fucking Canelo compliments on his English and shit. That's not his energy, man. His energy's hype, man. He like to be up. You know what I mean? It looks like he almost got humbled before he even got in the fight. So I don't know, man. And I see Canelo, man. He's gonna be, and Canelo don't give a shit where he hits you at. He's gonna hit you on your arm. He's gonna hit you in your chest. He's gonna hit you in your face. He's gonna hit you on your. He don't care where he hits you, and it's gonna take a toll on Charlo when it gets to the late rounds. Those new muscles that he did gain, he is gonna put on some muscle. I think they're gonna look a little heavier. They're gonna get even more heavier, getting beat on, and I think Canelo's just gonna stop him late. You know what I mean? Has Canelo slowed down a little bit? I think he's slowed down a little bit. Not enough for a 154 Charlo to beat him. That's for sure. But no matter what, dude, none of these dudes are going to give Canelo credit. I was trying to get this in yesterday when you were on yesterday morning. No matter what the fuck he does, dude, they're going to diss him. If he beats up fucking Charlo, they're going to say he was small. If he fights Boo Boo, they're going to say he waited too long. And then if he beats Benavidez, there'll be a next guy. They'll say he's ducking involved. Now he's ducking 147-pound Crawford, they're saying. It's never going to end. He could beat fucking Thanos up and they would tell you he didn't have the Infinity Stone when he did it. There's always going to be an excuse, dude. They don't like him, and these are smart boxing fans that are talking. But I hear you talking all that sense to them, and you're telling them over and over and over all these facts, but Ness, they don't give a fuck. They just don't like the dude. No matter what, they're not gonna like him, bro. I don't care what he does. He could knock out Charlo, Benavidez, and Mavol 3 straight times, and they'll bring up the Clan Brutal fucking shit after that. There's always gonna be an excuse, bro. They're not gonna like him. But you make a lot of sense, bro. I like the way you sound, man. I love the show, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me put it out there.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But it's not a Canelo thing. Even though I get a little emotional and defensive, it's not a Canelo thing. Like, if you lived through the Mayweather era, they did it to Floyd. It ain't matter who he beat. Like, after he beat Canelo, there was weirdos that really thought Maidana could do it. Like, oh, he's ducking Maidana. Give him a rematch. It's like, bro, you guys are weird. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's on the top gets dissed. When they retire, they get that love. Jay-Z said it, they gonna love you when you gone. Once you fade to black, all of a sudden, oh, he was a legend because you ain't here no more because now they miss you. You don't see how bad we be like, damn, I wish Floyd come back. Some motherfuckers, as soon as Crawford won, some motherfuckers still wanted Floyd to come back and fight Crawford. There was rumors. I mean, you seen Coach Calvin.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
Coach Calvin was out doing interviews talking about he heard Mayweather was coming. He heard Mayweather was coming back if Crawford won. I mean, that's like, we want you to lose. We want you to lose. That's just, I think it's like our nature. Like, man, he winning too much, man. Somebody got to beat this motherfucker. Like, I remember feeling like that, even though I always pick Mayweather. Like, I promise you, I had said that in my head. Like, bro need to be humbled. Let's be real. Mayweather was a cocky motherfucker. Like, he needed to be humble. But that shit never came. I never bet against him. And obviously back then I wasn't even betting. It wasn't legal and all that the way it is now. I was living on the East Coast, so it was certainly a lot difficult, more difficult than it is now. But as much as I was a Mayweather fan, as much as I love boxers, like homie needed to get humbled. He need like I don't watch nobody. They gotta watch me because I'm Mayweather. Like yo, he had the illest one-liners. He is who he is because he talked that shit. Shakur might get there. Shakur might get there because he talked that shit. It's just Shakur. He not Floyd with it. Floyd, you feel me? He was like his father. You know, obviously his father was more poetic and actually rhymed, but Floyd got good one-liners, you feel me? And Shakur is more of a cursor. Like he just like, man, fuck you, bitch, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But he telling you the truth in the midst of all them curses. He like, yo, so and so this and this one that and I did this. You feel me? So we might get that from Shakur that you gonna pay to see him lose because you see people already calling in. He actually got it already. People already calling in like, I don't like Shakur, man. I'm starting out to like Shakur. So now you gonna pay to see him lose. Now you gonna tune in to criticize him. Oh man, he won. He alright, but come on, man. He went 12 rounds with Rada. And it becomes that. It becomes instead of, oh shit, this the first dude to get two undisputed defenses and not worry about politics, not worry about sanctioning fees. It becomes, man, yo, you seen that shit? He dropped him 2 times in that fight. He still ain't get him out of here. He's slipping. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. You gotta love this sport. But we got hella callers. Shout out to the evening show. Growing. Woo! Who next? Jay Billy. Jay Billy. Yo.
Yo.
We hear you. We hear you. I mean, you sounding muffled though. You sounding muffled, man. Take the scarf off or whatever.
Hold on. You got me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out Ness putting in that work on the late night. But man, I was watching the All Access that dropped 4 days ago. I'm not feeling that I'm tired coming from Charlo. Did you see that?
Nah.
Yeah, when I guess his physical therapist came in to work on his hand, he was like, man, I'm tired today. He's like, I can't lie, I'm tired. He said it twice. You feel me? And it's like, that's the network that you're with. You know that the cameras are rolling. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, hopefully it's strategic on his side. But if it's not, that's really a mental lapse. Because why are you voicing that? You feel me? And then two, like, what do you think about fighters staying away from their families when they're in camp? Like, what's your
I mean,
thoughts and opinions on that?
everything ain't the same for everybody, right? Like some fighters need
Okay,
their family there. Some fighters need
fact.
to be separated from their family. It all I think it all comes down to what financial level you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel you. Yeah.
if you're still, don't got the maid and the babysitter for your wife, then yeah, you probably got a whole camp nearby.
I mean, if we're talking about this situation, I think Mel most definitely not worried about anything like that.
Yeah, but you
I think
heard him.
Mel,
He wants to be near the family.
yeah, he wants, and that's most definitely what I can't knock about him. 100% credit to him. Shout out to him for voicing that and standing on that for real, because that's most definitely commendable. And I most definitely give him his credit for that. But I do see like high level fighters, certain high level fighters. I'll say Crawford, Tank, Shakur, Canelo. I see them do that. And I can say it's most definitely different fighting the dude that's coming off of seeing his family only once or twice in the last 2 to 3 months. You feel me? Than a dude that's been waking up seeing his family every day. You feel me? Like you kind of become in that jail mentality just a little bit. So yeah, I most definitely like the fight. You know, I'm loving the shows. Hopefully we have a few more. I'm gonna tap back in if anybody say
You may
something.
feel like it's
All
your
right.
time, but it's not your time.
Yeah, I mean, yo, at the end of the day, that's your interpretation. You feel me? Um, but that's again how we are. We want to think negative because we also trying to build this fight up or kind of tear it down. New call in the 571. Who's this? Virginia 571. All right, we're gonna move on. If you do not want to talk in a 571, you got it.
Oh,
Oh shit! Now you say something. You heard that, y'all? Hello? Hello?
shit, my bad. Hello?
Yes. Are you trying to talk?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nah, I was just wanting to say I'm a big fan. I listen to y'all, like, you know what I'm saying, every day from the morning to the afternoon. Point is, my bad.
What's your
I was just
name,
trying to
champ?
say, like, yo, Brian.
Brian, talk to us.
Yeah, nah, I was just trying to say I'm, a big fan, listen to you, like, literally every single day. You know what I'm saying, while I work,
Thank you,
drive
brother.
trucks or whatever. And, I was trying to send a super chat and whatnot, but, it doesn't let me, like, you know what I'm saying, send it. And like, you know what I'm saying? I've never been disrespectful or nothing like that. So
If
like, you know
you
what I'm saying?
if
The
you
profit,
can if
profit
you
profit was helping me.
if you can send me your YouTube URL and I can check that way if some of these old moderators blocked you. I've actually eliminated the moderators in the last week because they even blocked my man Punch Drunk Boxing. So maybe that's the issue. I am screen sharing the Cash App, which obviously, if you send the donation via Cash App, we don't get rate for that 30% that YouTube takes from us. But yeah, send me your URL and we'll try to figure it out.
All right, where do I send it?
Send it to my Instagram at the Boxing Voice or at NestGTO, either or.
Shit, all right, I'm gonna send it through my girl's Instagram because I ain't got none of that shit. But
For
my
sure.
fucking username is high as fuck while raising my kids 93. So I'm gonna just
Oh
put that right
shit!
there.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, send me that. I don't know who blocked you, bro. This is what I'm saying. This is why I took all the mods out. These dudes is mad sensitive. You talk about their favorite fighters, you get timed out, you get blocked. It's corny, man.
Yeah, dog, I appreciate it. I'm gonna do that and shout out to the Boxing Prophet because he was actually helping me out in the comments and shit. Thank you.
For sure. Yeah, man. I don't be blocking dudes, bro. Like you got to be like out of control for multiple days or just a nuisance. Like you know what I mean. I want to keep it boxing. But let me get to Matt Bent, $105. 5 milliliters. I bet on Bovada. Better odds. Canelo not hungry. He outsides in his PJs. Too rich. Charlo gonna make him consider retirement. Average boxing fan $2 says, "Stop the woofing den, Mad Bent. We real wolves out here." He obviously sent a counterpunch. We got James in Alabama. He says, "Can Bud beat Benavidez like he did Big Bro Jose?" That's tough. That's tough. Can you imagine a world where Bud fights Benavidez somehow because Benavidez beat Canelo or something, or Bud's fighting long enough that Canelo Benavidez fought and Bud got the winner? Like that'd be cray cray. I wouldn't mind though any of that, any combinations of that. James right back at us says, 168-pound fighter Bud wouldn't be the favorite to win. Shit. Is he the favorite over Benavidez and David Morrell? I know Morrell ain't got the accolades, but my man put somebody in the motherfucking hospital. Yeah, I send people to the Phantom Zone. That's 300 times second, 300-second time out. That's not fucking shadow banning you. I don't be shadow banning, but yeah, I don't know that I don't know that Bud is the favorite over David Morrell or David Benavidez. Damn, that's a show maybe. Would Bud open up a favorite over those dudes? Is he a yo? See, I wish Bud was younger with a little more hunger, cause yo, him and Caleb Plant would be crazy too. You know, like he would have to show his ring IQ and ability to cut that ring off with Caleb Plant's good wills. We would see a test in his power. Can he stop Caleb like Canelo? I just wish he wasn't retiring, bro. Manuel LG $2. Jose Benavidez on his bro undercard November 24th. Thinking emoji question mark. I don't know. Maybe, 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 maybe. What I got? We got Boxing Patron. Is that another or the same one? Okay, no, that's the same one. All right, so time to go to Majid. What up?
Yo, you can hear me this time?
Yes.
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna call it slipping, cause like, you know, as you get older, the stuff that, you know, you used to do when you was younger, you know, like some of that shit decreased, but that don't really mean that it's slipping, you know what I'm saying? Like Canelo always had that little stamina problem and shit, but he been fighting bigger, stockier guys, so the more he punched, the heavier he gonna breathe and everything. Like my point is that, you know, devil's advocate to that motherfucking, you know, that little theory is with him changing his motherfucking style, it just mean that he gonna be slipping some punches, but he gonna be sitting on more punches. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen Charlo on those ropes with Castano get hit with some shit. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo throw more crisp and everything. So my whole question is like, when that nigga back get to those ropes, what the fuck is he gonna do? Like I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I done watched their last fights and tried to break the shit down, like see what Charlo could do, and I felt like I seen some good shit, you know, with the Castano 2 fight and all that shit. I feel like they both coming off a hand injury, so I ain't really paying that shit no attention. But Canelo, he still was looking sharp to me, you know what I'm saying? Like he got tired, but he still, you know, holding those motherfucking hands up, popping, you know, like 3, 4 hit combination, counter punches, all that shit. Like his 1-2 still looked dangerous. His shot to the body still looked dangerous. So to me, I think that he just looked a little bit more dangerous sitting on the punches. Like they could say he's slipping, but you gotta come in and hit that motherfucker to prove it. And I'm like, ain't like his power went away and shit. So I hope that is a competitive fight, but I ain't wishing that this nigga Canelo lose. I hope the best man win, but I'm starting to think that Canelo I think that them shit's gonna hurt. Even Bivol said that those punches was hurting. You know what I'm saying? He won the fight convincingly, but he even said those punches was hurting. So this nigga hitting. So I gotta see how if Charlo was to be able to do this shit, he gotta show that shit, because I'm just not seeing it, man. But shit, that's what I got on. I don't think he's slipping. I think he's sitting on shit more now. That's all I got.
Appreciate you, Majid. Thank you for calling in. We got a couple counter punches. Ortiz on Twitter. After that, it looks like we're back to average boxing fan.
¿Qué pasó, wey?
What's
¿Cómo
up?
estás? You smoking that pack or what?
That Spence pack.
No, same over here. I'm smoking that bud. Kush. But yeah, anyways, to the topic. Man, I don't understand what this narrative is coming from. Is it just because Canelo's not stopping dudes or what? I mean, I get the last performance. He looked a little. At least his timing was off. I mean, not his timing, but you know, he was getting hit more than usual. You know, he's usually known for his head movement, but you know, he said it himself. He was trying to give the fans a show, so I'm assuming that's what it was. But I mean, Canelo's still looking Canelo to me. Like, what is it, Ness? Is it just because he's been going to a decision or what? Why is people saying he's been slipping?
Yeah, I mean, they expected him to knock out Ryder because he's a Euro guy. They expected him to knock out Gennady because he was 40 years old, and definitely at the back of his career. So it's just the expectations. People can't get past
Okay,
their own expectations of a fighter.
but for me, like I never considered Canelo a knockout puncher guy. Like I never, you know, going to like watching a Canelo fight. I never expect something like a knockout. Maybe yeah, he's gonna knock him down, but if you look at Canelo's like whole like fighting record, like his past opponents, he never really stopped like an elite fighter. He's had some wins over elite fighters, but he's never had like a like that knockout win like the way like I think of Pacquiao. The way he was stopping dudes like in his prime. In his prime, the way he was knocking out Han, Cotto, De La Hoya. Big names like freaking Canelo. He couldn't stop a 34-year-old Cotto, and Pacquiao did it in 12 rounds. I just not trying to diminish Canelo. I'm just saying that. I mean, just because he's not stopping guys, I mean that's kind of always been Canelo. He's never been like a knockout puncher, especially like he's fighting at a bigger weight. He's a small 168. To me, he's probably still he could probably make weight. To be honest with you, I feel like Canelo just he just doesn't want to cut all that weight. But like I said, to me he's never been a knockout puncher. I don't know if you agree with me, Ness, on that. Like for me, like he couldn't stop Mayweather. Obviously, got beat by Mayweather. Like obviously, no one could beat Mayweather. But I mean, I felt like that was probably he could have. That was a winnable fight just because of his size advantage. But I don't know. Next, what do you think of my points? Do you agree or what?
Was he ever a knockout puncher?
Like he went to the
It's
decision with
difficult.
Lara,
It's difficult to
Trout.
say. Like I didn't think he'd knock out Plant,
You
bro. I
may feel
lost
like it's your
money.
time,
I thought Plant was gonna make
but
the
it's not your
decision.
time.
I didn't expect Plant to get knocked out.
I mean, it was the 11th round. It was close, but I mean, can we say Plant was
But
like
he knocked
okay?
out
Can we?
Billy Joe, bro. He broke his face, and I know Billy Joe, bro. I've
I
been
know,
watching Billy Joe for a while, bro. Like
I know he, but like, is Billy Joe like at that level of the elite?
yes,
You know?
yes,
Do you think Billy so?
yeah. I mean, he did.
Personally, I
He
don't think so.
he did
I don't think he's
better.
the elite.
He did better with Lemieux than Golovkin. I mean, maybe that's a stretch because I
True.
think Golovkin probably got the stoppage, but he was good. He was a good boxer, like a really good boxer. He wasn't just a good. He was a really good boxer. He lost to a really
Well,
good
I
fighter in
remember I saw
Canelo.
a fight of Billy Joe. I saw like to me, I wasn't really sold on Billy Joe when I saw him fight on the undercard of Logan Paul. He fought some Argentinian dude,
Yeah, but that
remember?
was that
And
was
Billy
that
Joe was
was
losing that fight.
yeah, but that was
And
comebacks,
like I'm
bro.
like, this is the guy, I
That was
guess. Like you say, he was like coming back from I think a
yeah,
layoff
from
or something like that.
layoffs, from layoffs.
But still, I didn't believe he was gonna be the man to beat Canelo. Um,
There was
but
people believed it. That was the bell though, Ortiz. You want your free call?
yeah, I'll take it. I mean, yeah,
So there were
but yeah,
people that believed Billy Joe could outbox him. Let's be real. Billy Joe was considered a slick boxer, man. I like Billy Joe.
I
He
guess.
beat Chris Eubank very early in his career. He beat Andy Lee. He beat Arthur Akakov. He beat Willie Monroe Jr. He beat David Lemieux. Martin Murray. These are good names. Like he lost to Saul. That's his only loss. It's not an
Yes.
indictment.
But I still believe Canelo was gonna beat him. Like I, I even thought he would beat Bivol. At least, I mean, I thought it was gonna be a tough fight, a really tough fight. But I thought he would probably beat by Bivol by decision. But
Yeah,
I
me
guess I was
too.
wrong on that one.
I was wrong
But
too. I didn't think Bivol
but to
would
be
do
honest,
that.
I don't think Bivol's that good, dude. I feel like Bivol should have stopped Canelo. Him being a bigger guy, like practically Canelo's a freaking 140. I think he started his career at 147. I think.
140.
Like he's pretty short. Like I'm not really sold on Bivol, but I feel like he just beat Canelo just because of the size. But like I said,
I mean,
I
it
don't
was
think
more
I don't know
about
why this
game
narrative.
plan for sure. I mean, he
I
was
mean, yeah.
using
I mean,
certain
for me, this is my
combinations
point of view.
that forced
This is
Canelo
how
to stay
I
on the
see it.
outside.
Yeah, I always like go a fighter going for the stoppage, just like going for that definitive win, like no, because there's always like freaking like questions about, oh, what if so and so, but no, what's better win than a stoppage, right? Um, but going back to like the narrative of people thinking he's slipping, I mean, just because he's not stopping dudes, I mean, like you gotta think about this, he is fighting at a higher weight, um, that I mean he's a pretty small 168 pounder. I mean, freaking people were saying Ryder was his size, but I mean, I guess maybe height wise, I think Ryder was still a little bit taller, but he was like still kind of more beefier than Canelo was. I mean, like I said, like Canelo's a small 168. Um,
Nah,
I mean, has Ryder ever been stopped?
Ryder is cocky as fuck.
Has Ryder ever been stopped though?
Has Ryder ever
Has Ryder
popped?
has he ever been stopped?
One time by Nick Blackwell.
You
Okay, I
may
mean
feel like it's
that's
your
I'm
time,
gonna see my long ass time
but
ago.
it's not your
Fighters
time.
get different; they get stronger over time. But
Champ, that
yeah.
was the bell. What are they telling me here? Bud probably wouldn't be the favorite to win with maybe 3 opponents at 68. Wow, really? This is a lot of people. You really think Bud would be the favorite over all these people? Let me screen share this. This is probably its own show here. Like, can Bud be the real 68 pounder show? This is the Box Rec top 20. Obviously, versus Canelo. If Canelo beats Charlo, no way Bud is the favorite over Canelo. Then you got Benavidez. That's going to be tough to be the favorite over him. Monguia. Can Bud beat Monguia? People going to make Bud the favorite because obviously Monguia had that whack-ass fight where he looked like he lost to Dennis Hogan. Demetrius Andrade. This all depends on when we're ranking Demetrius Andrade. Pre-David Benavidez, he should not be the favorite over Bud. He's also 54 moving up, so that he's not considered a natural 68, so they're not going to give him so much credit for his size. He's a southpaw, which Bud obviously is and is familiar with. I could see Bud still being the favorite over Andre. John Ryder, Bud's the favorite over John Ryder. Christian Mabili, I don't know. The dude hits hard. He stopped DeMond Nicholson, who only been stopped once and been in there with big ass punches. Mabili continues to prove his power. I'm pretty sure he knocked out Gongora too, or to at least beat him. I don't know. The power, I don't know what the bookies would do there. Maybe even money? Maybe Bud's still a favorite over Mabili. He never won a world title, and he is from Canada. I don't know. Sergey Derevyanchenko, he's lost so much, there's no way he could be favored over Bud. Keller Plant, his biggest win now only is Ustatagi. But these guys are bigger, though. I don't know, man. I don't want to say he's not. Maybe Bud is the favorite over Plant. I don't know. The Morrell one is dangerous, right? Come on. Would the bookies really make him the favorite simply because he's got more accolades, even though Morrell has demonstrated so much power and boxing skill and obviously the naturally bigger man plus the Cuban background? I don't fucking know. This is a good ass conversation. Vladimir Shishkin, I mean, obviously we putting Bud over him and William Skull, Edgar Berlanga. I never even heard of this Eric dude from Canada. I don't know this other Cuban, whoever is Ulises Iglesias. Not Enrique Iglesias. My man name is Ulises Iglesias. Diego Pacheco, Bud is the favorite. Even Beck the Bully, he lost to Gabe. So Bud got to be the favorite. This Australian, no one ever heard of him. Bud got to be the favorite. Both these Russians, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess dude was right. It's only a couple dudes Bud wouldn't be the favorite over. That's crazy. He need to activate the status though, so he can actually do it. Don't wait on nothing. Do a Shakur move. They don't want to give you what you want. Contact the sanctioning bodies and try to get it done. Not that it worked or it did. Partially, he got the title shot right. He gets a belt. What do we got here? We got JB Simma, $5. He says TBV all day, a day. Hit the like button for tonight's boxing mass with the Latin cross emoji. Let Father Ness preach. Place of worship emoji. Salute to you. JB Cinema right back at us with a $10 super chat. My opinion, Canelo just hasn't been focused in the sport. Not with golf, businesses, promotion, and enjoying the fruits of his labor. A focused 168-pound Canelo is a gorilla in the ring. And he's got a point. He also got with the girl. We've been seeing his girl and his kids more around him more than we've ever done. He used to keep his kids private, not even put their face on camera. So he's definitely domesticated. I don't know if that's gonna change for this fight because, like I said, this fight he got them in camp with him. So I don't know. But let me see if there's a counter. All right, we had Joel. We got to that. Refresh here. No, we got Abraham in the 915. That's average boxing fan. What up?
What's up, bro? Some more on that Canelo slipping thing, bro. When he went on in his undisputed run, did you think he was dominating all them fights prior to the stoppage, bro? Cause the Caleb Plant fight to me was close as fuck. The Billy Joe was really good. When I was watching the fight, I always thought he was looking for that fucking hook. Cause there were so many times during that fight where he was trying to get him with that uppercut, but he missed by an inch until he caught his ass. The Kovalev fight too, bro. I thought Kovalev at parts was fucking him up prior to the stoppage, and then going from that run to his last performances. Like I said, bro, I still think he beat the fuck out of John Ryder. He didn't get the stop, but he is the only man to put him on his ass. That stoppage that Ryder had was not a knockout, bro. It was a TKO, which, if I'm not mistaken, he never touched the ground. I believe Canelo's the only man to put Ryder on his ass. So that slippage shit, I don't know, bro. And then when he fights, I don't think Canelo has a style, bro. Like every time I watch that motherfucker, it's like he adapts to the fighter style. He fights everyone differently. So I'm expecting this dude to come in and look like the one that fought Daniel Jacobs. The one that was in the pocket and slipping and doing all kind. He was making that dude look silly.
You mean Jacobs?
On another, yeah.
Yeah, with all the slips.
You think Charlo is a better boxer than Plant?
Do I think
if you go back and look at Charlo's old style?
Do I think Charlo's a better boxer than Plant? That is a tough question because I really like Plant. I feel like Plant has better footwork than Charlo, right? But he got caught too. Like maybe that statement would be better if he didn't get knocked out by Canelo. But how could I say you got great footwork if Canelo caught you in the last round? I don't know, man. It's tough.
Then that speaks volumes of Canelo, because I mean Benavidez being the fucking Mexican monster couldn't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? But this motherfucker's slipping like everybody's saying, and then the callers have been comparing him to Castaño. I think that's not a good comparison, because Canelo's a different type of boxer, bro. That motherfucker walks up to you, this high guard, just ready to catch your ass, and I don't know, he's a boogeyman in that fucking ring, bro. Castaño throws a lot of punches, but he's still more susceptible to counter punching and doing more mistakes as well.
That's the bell, champ. Appreciate you. We going out to Carlos in Delano County.
Yo.
Yo,
hey, what's good, man? I got one for you. The Canelo, I think he'll return back it's in the music, bro. He's starting to hear cumbias again. You see that hit movement? You see him moving around? You ain't see that in the last couple fights, and I'm being for real, man. It seems like and waiting that last week, this last week that passed, saying, "Hey, man, I hear what he said about my brothers." It's all strategic with him. He knows when to turn up. But yeah, man. And the thing about Crawford at the 168, he's a slick fighter. I like him. He's not that runner fighter. The casual small fighter, boxing, a bigger puncher. I just don't see him running like that, especially at, what is he, 36?
Yeah.
So that stamina at the end, eventually the boogeyman, whoever he fights at that size, respectively, he's going to catch up to him and get him.
Mm.
All
So you saying no
right,
matter
man.
what, Crawford's too small for 68 at this age?
At this age and his style, his boxing style is not like the elusive fighters of the bigger, smaller fighter always using the ring. I never really seen him do that.
So you saying he's there to be hit?
Like Caleb playing with Canelo, right? He was moving around using getting on the bicycle, right? I never seen Terrence Crawford to do that. Could he do that at that age with a bigger fighter? I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one.
All right, but you're saying he's there to be hit because he don't move enough.
No, yeah, like elusiveness. Yes, I don't see him like that. Now him dipping and dodging and all that, yeah, he could do that style, but it's gonna catch up to him because those punches he's throwing, I don't think it's gonna affect those guys walking in at 180 that fight night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has that much power to scare anybody. That's why there's weight classes, right?
That's the phrase, bro. That's the phrase.
Yes, sir. But man, I love that he's doing that. You know what I mean? Even if it is a money grab or whatever. Maybe Canelo and all these other guys moving up and down the weight, and because we just keep hearing the opponents that Canelo dropped, and no one he fought so many guys, and he's the same age as Charlo, and Charlo, he's just naming like 2-3 guys maybe. So maybe the rest of the boxing world wakes up and be like, hey man, you know what? Let's start getting to work, because fighting once a year, that's not good, man. For all of us.
Word.
All right, man. It's my call, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for
You may
tuning
feel like
in.
it's your time, but it's not your time.
Average boxing fan with another super chat counterpunch via Cash App, so we ain't getting got for the 30%. What up, champ?
Yo, bro, on that Bud stuff, dog. The other day I was listening to this. I don't know if it was Caron or some other fighter where they were saying, I think we're reading too much into Bud's performance against Spence. This dude is 35, probably about to go 36. By the time he fights Canelo, he's gonna be 37. He said something, and he said, if this fight would have happened 5 years ago when Bud was really in his prime, he would have whooped his ass even worse. And I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of fucking sense. This dude is old, bro. I mean, you can say he doesn't have much miles in it in his career, but
I mean, but when you think of Bud, you got to think of him as a B-Hop, bro. B-Hop was 40, still unifying the light heavyweight division. Like, Bud's just different. Like, he could go into his 40s. Like, some dudes are preserved, have less miles, less rounds boxed. With all those knockouts too, he got less miles on a tank than Canelo. Canelo got more rounds boxed.
Yeah, but I mean, Father Time is undefeated, bro. This dude can go from looking like that to you seeing him in the next fight and be like, what the fuck? What happened?
That's not really the case,
Age
because
happened.
it had never happened to B-Hop till he got extremely past his 40s.
Yeah, but that's B-Hop though, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we talking lifestyle.
I get what
B-Hop was clean,
yeah,
still is clean, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. That's Crawford.
yeah, but I get what you're saying,
B-Hop
though,
was
but I
more
mean,
look. B-Hop at that age, B-Hop was a promoter / fighter, so he was in the gym less than Canelo. I mean, than Crawford. Crawford's in the gym every day.
Outside of Bija, would you say Marquez was the last dude to go into it 40 is still looking all right?
I mean, Marquez and George Foreman are the ones that come to mind right off top. I would have to think a little bit harder to get some other names.
Yeah, bro. And then on the Benavides thing, bro, I had heard his father on that Mexican podcast. I call it podcast, but it's a boxing show. Where Jose is not in F54, bro. They're I can't recall if they said 60 or 68 was gonna be his next fight, and then it was gonna be a big name. So if it's at 60,
Damn.
I think Lara
Yo,
is.
you think they'll do both Benavides get a shot at Caleb?
I have no idea, bro. But he did mention a big name, and the only big name I could think at 60 is Lara, because
Well,
those Danny
Charlo.
Swift Garcia talks, they're dead, bro.
Charlo is big name.
That's true too. Damn. Now you got to
You
bring
may
him into
feel
the
like
show,
it's your
bro.
time,
Nah, when I had him on, he
but it's not
mentioned
your time.
Charlo. He mentioned
No shit.
Charlo, but you
And
know,
how come?
he
I
hasn't
was gonna say, how come
confirmed.
you don't bring in the dude that's about to fight Shakur, your Dominican brother?
Bro, I had an interview scheduled with him before he got the fight, and when he got the contract, my man stopped answering. I got to reschedule with his peoples.
Yeah, 'cause he be on that Mexican podcast, bro. And the dude yesterday was talking about he was gonna bring him in again. So I mean, if you can get him in, I'm pretty sure you can get him in as well.
Yeah, I just got to hit him up. I've been hitting the trainer. I want to get the trainer on Chell Boxing and Chichelo.
Yeah, and you should hit up Ferco Boxing as well, bro.
I just
That's the
did
dude that was
earlier
on.
today. He was trying to set up the interview for Venado tomorrow at 6. That's too late, man. It's got to be 4:30. So we trying to get it
Yeah,
done.
'cause I know when he pops up into this dude's shows, it's always in the like yesterday's show started at 9 o'clock, bro, 9 p.m. Mountain Time.
Say again?
The Ferco, he's usually on that dude's show on his lives around late, like 9 o'clock Mountain Time. That's the time the show was started yesterday.
Okay. But champ, that's the bell. Let me get to some of these callers here. Who is up? Don't go away. We got quite a few people in Uruguay. Adrian, what up?
What up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hey, man, we're going to miss Canelo when he's gone, man.
Hell
We're
yeah.
going to miss him. Ain't nobody doing it like he's doing it. He shows, he draws, many people want to see him lose. And, let me start by saying I think Canelo is going to win the fight. I think we're going to see a knockout in a spectacular fashion. I think, Charlo doesn't have the feet to move around the ring and escape from Canelo. I think Canelo is going to catch him. But I really wonder if, the Canelo that we saw against John Ryder is that's who he is right now. He's just getting old because at the end of the day, he is human. He has fought like 450 rounds, something like that. And
470
he's been fighting.
something, brother.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he got
And
hella
he's been
rounds.
fighting top competition, top fighter after top fighter, champion after champion. And everybody seems to forget that. I mean, ain't nobody trying to fight Bivol, let's be real. And nobody was trying to fight Golovkin either. You know, he takes crazy challenges, and now everybody wants him to fight Benavides because they want to see him lose. But I think the victory over Kovalev is looking better and better with time. And champion 2 divisions is not easy. He did it. Kovalev was maybe old, but Canelo is old right now, so people needs to give him credit. Needs to give him credit because he's putting the work. Anyway, man, that's my call. Salute to you and all the boxing community. I'm out.
Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you. All the way in Uruguay. We got Burrow City E. Burrow City E, what up?
Maybe all, but
Yeah.
What's up?
What's good, man? Listen. I went back and watched
Turn the
that
radio
Ryder
off.
fight.
Turn the radio off in
I
the
went,
back.
my bad. I gotta cut that damn shit off in the background. But yeah, I went back and I watched that. I went back and I watched the Ryder fight. You know, just to get get a kind of idea. I watched the Ryder and the Castano 2-1 fight from Charlo, just to get an idea. You know what possibly could happen, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, like. After watching that fight, I feel more comfortable betting on Charlo.
Mm.
Like some of them, go back and watch the fight. Canelo was getting hit so clean with the uppercuts, and every once in a while with a hard left hook. And I'm looking, Ryder don't got half the speed Jermell got. He don't. He don't. He not the sharper puncher. And I can't tell, but it looked like Jermell even got the reach advantage. I would have to go to BoxRec and look at it, but I was looking. Ryder was flat-footed. He was catching Canelo. I mean, he was up against the ropes. He was catching Canelo. He was walking down on Canelo, taking mean, hard right hands to the side of the head. And I mean, he held up. He held up. Jermell got a good chin. I just don't know. I'm starting to feel more and more comfortable riding with Charlo. Like I'm starting. I'm really about to put probably like 500 on him. I don't know. I gotta
Whoa.
look at the odds, but I think I'm about to put 500 money line on Charlo to win, bro. Like I got this feeling. Man. I don't know if he can hurt Canelo, but I think he can sting him enough where he won't just walk straight down on him like how he did Caleb Plant. Like Plant wouldn't sit down on his punches and let Canelo feel him. Charlo is one of the reactionary good counter punches to where if he feel that shit on his gloves, he coming back sharp, like sharp, and his punch placement is crazy sometimes. Like he can hit you in the temple, he can hit you in the chin. I mean, everything. I mean, he got so much in his arsenal that I think people don't give him credit for because I feel like Jamal is sharper of the two, but Jermell is a problem, man. And his feet, his feet will be the difference in this fight. Jermell got to do just what he did to Castano. Turn them and let your hands go. Turn them and let your hands go. Each time you do that, bro, it's hard for Canelo to reset because he only throwing 1 and 2 hooks at a time and trying to, beat up on your body to wear you down. So in the later rounds, when your guard come down a little bit, he could fire in on you. I don't see that happening to Charlo. I think he should be well juvenated at 168. He looked good, like a lot of guys when they go up, they look bloated. They don't like he looked like 168 is for him. Like, you know what I mean? He don't look bloated. He look nice and cut. He don't look overworked to me. I really like what I see. I'm telling you, man. I'm fucking with Charlo, man. And that's my call. I'm fucking with Charlo.
All right. All right. Uh, copy cool. What it do?
What's going on, Ness? How's everything, man?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Can't complain.
Yeah, man. Like and subscribe. But yeah, bro, I don't think Canelo's slipping, bro. I just think that we've been seeing. Obviously, he's been fighting the bigger fighters, but not only that, man. But you forget he had the hand injury. Like we forget that Floyd was killing motherfuckers back at 130, knocking motherfuckers out. Once he got that hand injury, it was game over. We ain't see Floyd really knock motherfuckers out like that. So, like for people to say that he's not getting the knockouts or he's slipping is ridiculous. Not only that, but on top of that. Canelo has fought nothing but boxers. Nothing but boxers. There is not one person that has sat in front of Canelo to actually sit there and allow him to hit him like Triple G. So we're not going to see that. All these people have been boxers. So yeah, well, of course we're going to see those knockouts diminish because
90 seconds.
they're not standing in front of him and they're not allowing and they don't want to trade. It was like the caller just said, like Colin Plant was a perfect example. He was sitting there pity pan. He wasn't really throwing the shots to throw. He was just throwing the shots to land and move.
You know, Gennady was the only dude that likes to stand in front of him because he already felt his power two other times, and knows that he could take his punch. We saw a Ryder. Ryder was running around in circles. Billy Joe was running around in circles. Yerdam, Smith, like all these guys, they were boxing him. So for us to sit there and say that he's diminishing because he ain't getting knockouts, he's always been the guy to step forward, or be the counter puncher. So like again, we're not gonna see that at this weight class. Canelo's fucking 5'8", and he's fighting guys 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". These are bigger guys. These are guys that are coming in way heavier. His best weapon is punching them in the arms, hoping that the arms die out at this heavier weight class. This Charlo fight now is gonna put things in perspective. Now you got a guy that's in front of you that once upon a time was your weight class, that is very similar in size, although he's a little taller, but came from where you came from. So let's see how he does. Charlo is the little. I feel like Charlo has the weapons to create an upset, but I just don't know how he's gonna deal with Canelo being that big. Like what is his hydration weight? Do we know what he said he's gonna come in at 64, right? So,
That's
but
what
what
they
is he gonna
want.
hydrate him? So what are they gonna hydrate him to though?
I mean,
Because that's the
Keith
question.
Thurman recommends only gaining 3 pounds the way that Floyd did from 47 to 51. 3 to
That's gonna
4,
be
3 to
tough.
4.
And then if Canelo comes in at 68, that means that he's got to go. He's got to go in. He's gonna come in at 75 to 80. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well, that would put again Charlo at an advantage with the speed. That's the whole point. Plus, rather than being extra sluggish because of the all the added weight that you're not even used to carrying, why not just come in at your fight weight? Like you fight at 54, but you really fight at 164. At least 10 pounds. At least 10 pounds above. You know what I'm saying? Which means anywhere between 164, 170, should be what he's weighing on fight night. He shouldn't be that much heavier than that. Like, he should be what he's always fought on fight night. Let Canelo be 20, 80 pounds, whatever the fuck, what is it? 180 or whatever he's going to weigh, and let him be slower. Take your advantage. Jay Will in Ohio.
Yeah, good show, good show. I don't know, man. The way the question's framed, it's kind of going to take credit away from Charlo if Charlo wins. You know what I'm saying? I think if this fight was held at 54 years ago when they was all at 54, I don't think any real boxing fan could say, "Yo, oh man, I'm totally shocked that Charlo beat Canelo." Like it's Buster versus Mike. You know what I'm saying? So even back then, years ago, nobody thought Canelo was going to blow through Jermell or Jamal at 154. So, and the main hurdle that people give Mel is the weight that Canelo now has on him. So it's never really been a lot about skill. That's why Canelo might have been, favored in the fight always, but, Charlo was never some big underdog. So I wouldn't say it's slippage. Yeah, I will say Canelo has been on a slight decline. He has injuries. So, I'm not going to say that he hasn't been on, he has some wear and tear to his body. But I wouldn't frame it like that because, like I said, saying how much has Canelo slipped if Charlo wins is kind of taking credit away from Charlo when it's always been 60-40, maybe 65. About 60-40, Canelo versus Charlo. It's always been like that, even when it was all at 54. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my call, man.
All right, all right. Al in the Bay.
Yo, what's up? Straight
What's
from the
up?
Bay Area. This break on the map. Yeah, man. I looked at the question. I kept thinking about the question, and it's like, yeah. Canelo had problems with people moving You know, but I don't know about step or anything like that. I think he's gonna have problems with him because Charlo moves. You know, he's straightforward. Not dimension.
You breaking up, champ.
Not
You got to
saying
you got
that.
your Bluetooth is no
Hello,
bueno. Your Bluetooth is no bueno.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay. Not not saying that Canelo weak or anything, but yeah, man, I think they're gonna have problems with him no matter what.
You may
Like
feel like
I
it's your
said that
time, but it's not your time.
soon as it was signed. So that's just the way I feel about it.
All right, Al. Thanks for calling in. That is everybody. Average boxing fan. Last super chat up. He says $2. Rada is a phone booth fighter. Charlo is not. JXV88 $2. Charlo still rehabbing his hand in All Access episode 2. Yeah, that's what was Alex's concern as well. Um that looks like everybody. Certainly got to all the super chats. Catch me tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you're on the line and you're like, yo, you ain't get to me, that's because you ain't request and or press 1. So it's literally last call for alcohol. Oh shit. There you go. Boxing Patron. What up? Boxing Patron. Boxing Patron. Boxing
I
Patron.
got you.
What's
There you
up?
go. Hey, just a quick question, man. I was like, not really a call, but do you think Charlo brings anything to the table? Well, do you think Charlo brings anything to the table that Canelo has not seen yet? That's it, bro. I'll let you speak, man. I just want to know.
Ah man, not seen. Hard to say not that he hasn't seen it, you know. But he could have seen it, but has it been put together in the Charlo package though? Like obviously he's seen jabs from Mayweather at the best level, and you know even Bivol, right? But has he seen the jabs with the aggression and the power, plus the boxing ability of a Charlo? And can Charlo put it together that night? Louisiana, Jerron, what up?
Yo, you can hear me now?
I hear you.
I guess we're gonna have to see, man. Like we know, Canelo has not looked good. I mean, he's won his fight, but he hasn't looked his best. So we got to see in that ring. We got to see what Canelo shows up. We got to see what version of Charlo shows up. If the best version of Canelo shows up, is it gonna look like the Canelo of old, or is he gonna look slowed down? My concern is that Canelo's getting into that late Roy Jones stage. 'Cause I hated seeing Roy Jones fight longer than I feel he should have, and get knocked out by people he'd have ran through in his prime. And I feel like Canelo's starting to shift to the point where he might want that. I know he's not that old, but he's been fighting since he was 15. So we just got to see which version shows up in the ring before we decide whether he slowed down or not. But this fight could tell it. If he gets out here and he don't look like himself, and it looks like it's gonna be easier for Charlo than it should be, then that's gonna tell it. And then Canelo's got to make a decision after that. But, that's my call.
All right, all right. Let me see who is this. My man say he been on the line for 50 minutes, and you also just press 1. If you don't press 1, we'll never know that you want to talk. We just think you're a listener. And it looks like this is also a new caller. So let's get to that. In the 832 Houston, right? Who's this?
Yeah, from Houston. You can call me the straight G Turo. All right, man. So
You
listen,
said the straight
my
G what?
Turo,
Oh,
Turo.
gotcha.
You can hear me?
Yep.
All right. Bet. So look, based on this fight, it's a pretty good fight. I think Jermell is gonna surprise people. I don't think he's gonna win. Canelo may have some wear and tear. Just because he's had injuries, right? But one thing a lot of people aren't realizing, especially like the Jermell fans, or people got to take this into consideration, right? Canelo had his hand injury, right? Leading up to the third Triple G fight, right? That was like September or August of last year, like whenever he got injured. Jermell got injured at the start of this year in January when he was scheduled to fight Tim Tszyu. So Canelo's had more recovery time to get his hand back where it should be. And another thing too, Jermell, I hate to say it, but people need to understand, man. Like Jermell, it's his first time coming up to 160. He may have a bigger frame, and I get that. But even he said out of his own mouth, he said that he was like the first time I ever gained so much weight at this new weight class. He said I'm not gonna lie, I felt really slow. So in this training camp, I'm working on I'm working on figuring something out so I could be faster for Canelo. We don't know how it's really gonna look. We don't know if he really does if he really is gonna have the the speed advantage, right? And so that's my thoughts on that fight, right? I got Canelo. So another thing too, right? You said Jose Benavidez Jr. says that he's got something big coming up. From what I heard, I don't know how true this is, but they said they're working on Jose Benavidez to be the comeback fight for Jermall Charlo, the big brother. I don't know if
Yeah, that's
have
what
you
I
heard of that or
heard.
not.
I mean, he was telling us that here as well.
Oh, he said that. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Another thing too, Terrence Crawford, he just beat what's it called? Errol Spence. And
Yes.
now, what I think the PBC is gonna do? I think they're gonna set up Crawford to go up to fight Canelo. That's my what I think is gonna happen. Because if you look at what's happening right now, Crawford is he's saying that he's telling Errol Spence he's like if you want to rematch me, it's got to be at 148 and it's got to be with a 10 pound rehydration clause. So that way, I think what he's trying to do right there is he's trying to get Errol Spence to to turn down the fight because Errol Spence wants it to be at 154, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if Errol Spence says no, I think it's strategic by Crawford. If he says no, then that'll have
You
because
may feel like it's your time,
Crawford's got
but it's not your time.
one more fight with the PBC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they want to make it so that next year Crawford with that one fight they're gonna make it to where it's gonna be Canelo because
Yeah,
supposedly
that's
they wanted
what that's
they
what
wanted yeah.
Crawford would certainly love. But brother, that is the bell. We want to thank you obviously for calling in. Looks like Alex is back.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right. I just wanted to say I just tuned back in and I came back when someone had asked, has Charlo, basically from what I got from it, does Charlo bring something that Canelo hasn't seen?
Mm-hmm.
And right. I mean, Canelo, we all know, I mean, especially you've been following the sport, Canelo's career. He's seen basically everything, but the one thing about Charlo is that people don't remember or even know, because I'm sure a lot of times people are introduced to these fighters until they start main eventing. Is when Charlo was coming up, he was known as a heavy jabs and twos, right? One twos, a lot of one twos. He was known as the boxer. He was seen as the better Charlo. He was higher up on the bout sheets. Jamal would be off TV or some type of prelims or
Well,
whatever, and
Jamel had the actual
Jamal.
deal. Jamal didn't even have a deal.
But I'm saying they put him on the same cards.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Jermell was the one signing Al and Shelly and Golden Boy, and Jamal was not.
Well, I thought they neither of them were signed until the split.
Mm-mm.
So okay. But anyways, Jermell was seen as the better prospect, and he was seen as a boxer. I remember when he fought. Dang, what is it? Yorgi. You remember Joe Yorgi or Yorgi something? When he fought, I remember Gabriel Rosado when he fought him. He outboxed the shit out of him, and then I don't know what had happened, but he started trying to be this big power puncher when he fought the Hawks nephew or son, and then he left to Derek James, became this big puncher. And I always knew he could box, and it would frustrate me because yeah, he was collecting belts, yeah, he was getting knockouts, but I'm like, yo, he is a complete fighter once he found how to knock dudes out, and he's just in love with it. The Tony Harrison, both of those fights, just hunting for the knockout. And I've seen this dude box dude's ears off. When he fought Gabe Rosado at that time, yeah, people had stopped Gabe Rosado, but I had never seen someone just control him since the Triple G fight. And that's exactly what Jermell Charlo did. Not Peter Quillen, not David Lemieux, not whoever else he had made fight at that time. So when I saw that last fight with Castano, I said, man, Jermell has finally put it all together. The way he was slipping shots, understanding, how to turn and return, shots. So, I'm going to go back to it though. It's just this injury and this time off. It bothers me. I don't like it. It doesn't give me much faith in him. If he proves me wrong, it'll be great for boxing, obviously, because he is somebody
You
that
feel like it's your
he's
time,
been chasing this fight,
but it's
and to
not your
finally
time.
get it and be able to put everything together, it'll be truly pound for pound shit. So I'm hoping everything goes well. And also, just real quick, I know my time's up, but I think Jose Benavidez versus Jamal Charlo is a great fight, and I hope that does come to be. And also, we'll see what comes from that. But yeah, all right, man. Ness, I know you're trying to get out of here. Take care.
Appreciate you. Nah, man, I'm in no rush, bro. I know what I signed up for. Nino, what up? Nino.
Yo, Ness, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Why you letting these dudes spew some foolishness, man? I've been listening to a couple calls. I ain't been liking what I've been hearing, man. Hearing niggas say Bivol should have stopped Canelo. Like, come on, dog. Bivol ain't even stopping niggas at 175 as it is. But and then I heard another call, man. That shit was like, it's just some foolishness, man. What I've been hearing, man. But with this whole Canelo shit, man, is he slipping? I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but when you look at Canelo, man, this dude been fighting so long. Like even one caller, he was talking about Bud might fall off a cliff his next fight, father time, and all this shit. And I'm like, nigga, do you realize Canelo got double the amount of rounds as Bud got? Like this guy got almost 500 rounds fought. You know what I'm saying? Like 60 fights. And it's he like, bro, I feel like this jump Charlo making, like I really don't. I expect a decent fight, but I really don't think there's nothing Charlo gonna be able to do with this guy, man. Like we just gotta call a spade a spade. Even with Bivol, I feel like Bivol won that fight clear as day, and he dominated Canelo. Like Canelo really didn't do much in that fight except land some shoulder punches and some arm punches and shit. And I'm just like, and if you look at that fight, he won the fight 7-5 on all three cards. So, in my judgment, I'm looking at like, yo, so you telling me Charlo gonna move up 2 weight classes and he gonna dominate Canelo like Bivol did? I highly doubt that. And I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm just, you feel me? I'm just looking at it how I see the fight going, and I don't see Charlo. Charlo might get stopped in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it happening. Not that Canelo don't got the power to do it. I just think Charlo durable enough to last. And not saying that I feel like Charlo gonna give him about three to four rounds he might be able to snatch. But when he gets to like that seventh, eighth round, excuse me, I feel like if Canelo gas tank is where it's supposed to be, I feel like it could get ugly for Charlo. I think that's why he been switching up his camp a little bit this time, at least from what I've been hearing. I don't know what he been doing specifically, but I'm just expecting like he know this a big fight, and like he really ain't had no fight to really get up for. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryder, a Triple G trilogy fight, like the Bivol fight was I feel like that was a match made going wrong. I felt like he thought he was gonna go up there. He felt like he seen something in Bivol he could have took advantage of, and it backfired on him. So I feel like ever since then, my bad, I need to get some water or some shit. But ever since then, I feel like he ain't he ain't been looking as sharp as he supposed to. But I just look at the opponents he been in there with too as well. Like I said, he ain't really gotta get up for Ryder or no shit like that. But with Charlo, I feel like he know it's possible danger there, and they got some history, and he wanna you feel me show out this fight, and I think that's what he gonna do. And like I said, man, Charlo he just need to. I know it's a money fight. And he doing what he supposed to do. But after this, he need to deal with Terrence Bud Crawford, man. Probably at like 160. I know Bud gonna want to go up there and mess with Canelo, but I doubt Canelo even give him a shot. Cause what is he getting out of that? You know what I'm saying? Like if he win, they just gonna say, "Oh, you beat a guy moving up 3 weight classes, a little guy." I don't give you no credit for that. But if he lose, then everybody in the world making fun of him. Bud on top of the world. Now he really done lost his spot at the top, like as the top guy in the game. Even though I'm not saying he's the top guy in the game now, but and he's still gonna have his fan base. So I need to take that statement back. He's still gonna have his numbers and shit. But like the Benavidez fight, if Benavidez get past Boo Boo, like that shit gonna be out of order. Like he just got to win this fight, man. Like I said, and after that, I feel like Canelo gonna be worried about Benavidez or the Boo Boo winner. I don't even think he gonna care about Bud. But that's all I got for you, man. I ain't gonna stay on here too long. I'm out of here, Ness.
All right, appreciate you. Looks like I got to everybody. Let me make sure we got to the super chats. Tip Bellas $2. A disservice. Isaac Cruz not on this undercard. Yeah. You know, Oscar De La Hoya wants to make Isaac Cruz versus William Cepeda. I actually like that fight, bro. But Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Until tomorrow morning. Arrivederci.